Here we go.
It caught me off guard that time. It caught me off guard. So we are back to
Oh no.
another episode of Conversations in Crete with our co-host Chelsea. Matter of fact, let me let y'all introduce yourselves.
Hello again. Y'all have actually probably gotten used to seeing my face on the show. Um, I'm Chelsea with Chelsea's Natural Coaching, Life Coaching, and Health Coaching. Um, so yeah, and we've got Mr. Laggy over here. We had this problem
Yeah.
last week.
Hopefully it'll catch up. Hopefully it'll
Hopefully
catch
it
up.
will.
Yeah. It should. Hopefully. And go ahead, introduce yourself.
Hey guys, it's Lillian from Sunshine Smoothies to Go. I missed you guys. I've been off for a couple of weeks, but I'm glad to be back. I hope everybody had a great week, and I can't wait to get started tonight.
And in the building, we have my brother-in-law Tony. Said, "What's up, fam?" And what's up? Good evening, ladies.
Hey,
What's up,
Hey,
Tony
hey, hey,
Tone?
Tony.
We appreciate you every week. You know how we do. This week is going to be a good one. Y'all know how we do. Hey, we have Baylana in the building. Hey there,
Good
Baylana,
evening.
becoming a weekly soldier. Saying good
Love
evening,
it.
guys. Not sleeping this week. Good, because we need full attention.
we sure
Yes.
do.
I don't know where this lag is coming from, but it is driving me crazy. And I made sure everything was updated. I made sure that uh the the router and everything was just on point. So I don't know what's up with this, but we're gonna go on with the show. Um and it'll ease up. It'll ease up. Okay. So um anything interesting this week, y'all, that could have happened? Let's go with Chelsea.
Let's see. This week was really good. It was not it was laid back. It was a good week, and we got to have a really awesome Christmas party that we I just got home from. So I'm super. I just feel blessed, honestly. I'm part of a really great group of people. I've met some amazing people that feel like family now. Uh, so I'm just thanking God, honestly.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. How about you, Miss Lillian?
My work week. I had a good week. I don't have nothing really exciting to talk about, but I'm just blessed to be on the show tonight and, you know, bringing another Christmas with my family. It's been a rough year, but, we all survived through it, and it's all about sticking together. Yeah.
Okay. And it is. It is. I had this talk just the other day. The way things are going now, people have to pay attention because uh, there's a lot of people that may have to start shacking in one another and everybody taking care of different bills because just things have just become so crazy these days, and you just have to pay big attention to it because it could get you. So
Yeah.
yeah, Baylana said, good evening, guys. Not sleeping this week. Now I'm repeating that because the screen is not frozen anymore. And shouts out to Me D. What's going on, Me D? Thank you for coming in. We trying to get our screen from freezing. Saying good evening and good evening. You know. All
Good
right.
evening.
Yes. So we're gonna get right to it. We're gonna get right to it. Now, this show today is gonna be very interesting, and I want y'all to cut it up with it. Cut it up.
I
Just
can't
let it
wait.
all out. Let it all out. And I'm talking about we want some callers calling in, and we're gonna shout out for that, you know, during this whole show, and for
Oh.
them to call in. The number is right there at the bottom of the screen. So,
Hmm.
and the name of the show is "Are You?" It will cut off on me. Are you or your mate insecure in your relationship?
Mm,
That could be a big, big topic here. Big topic
mm.
because it's a lot of that going on. And you know, um, let me ask you guys: have you guys ever found yourself insecure? It doesn't even have to be in a relationship. at this point, but about anything in your life.
I mean, yeah, honestly, the first one that comes to mind for me is going to be my being heard. I used to be I talked over. I was a middle child,
Hmm.
loud family, everyone trying to just constantly get their word in. And I always, for a while, I second guessed the value of my words and always felt that I had to repeat myself. And
Hmm.
as time grew, I learned that I didn't have to repeat myself. The right people were going to hear what I had to say. And I just had to learn to have faith that those words were going to hit the right people. And if they didn't hear it, sorry, their loss, you know?
Okay. How about you, Miss Lillian?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about all this before, but a lot of my insecurities came from my childhood. And over the last couple of years, I'm really starting to break out of my insecurities. A lot of them that I had, like I said, came from, my childhood being in foster homes and things that I went through, and then going through different relationships and stuff. So, but I can honestly say now that I'm really secure with who I am as a person. So, yeah.
That is wonderful. That's wonderful
Hmm.
from both of you ladies. Me, have I ever had insecurities? I'm sure I did. But me as a man, I
No,
think
we want to hear the truth. Not, I'm sure if you had an insecurity here or there, you can tell us. Share
okay.
with us. That's a real man.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I have no problem talking about anything about me. You know what I mean? I'm pretty much open, but sure I had insecurities. I was trying to think of one. Maybe I should have thought about that before mentioning
Yeah,
it.
just like, give us some type of idea what brought that insecurity out in you. I like to
Well,
hear it from a man.
you know what? Come to think of it, I'm gonna give y'all one. Man, and I wish I
Huh?
had that picture. I wish I had that picture right now. I should have pulled it up, and I may have it. I'm gonna see if I have it. But when
It
I was
must be a
younger,
picture of him.
yeah, it was a picture of
Yeah.
me. And
Yeah.
while we on this, I'm gonna see if I can find it though. Anyway, but when I was younger, I weighed a lot more. Like I was. Have you ever saw Boys in the Hood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, Boys in the Hood. Remember the little fat boy? He was like, and y'all want to see it? No, it was the other little boy. He said, you want to see a
No, we
dead
want to
body.
see. Let's see.
I'm gonna try to find it before the show is over. And I was very like overweight. You know what I'm saying? And I was a young kid. AC Bond said, "Oh, I have the picture, Creed." I see. I don't know if y'all remember last week when I told you my brother-in-law is the jokester of the world.
Yeah.
He had, and I'm sure he'd be waiting. He'd be waiting
Right.
in the bushes to get me. So Tony, this time I'm gonna let you get me. If you have it, send it to me. Meanwhile, I'm gonna try to find it. But that's one time when I can say I had an insecurity.
Yeah.
And it was my weight, and I was young. You know what I mean? But the funny thing is,
Absolutely.
I never, I can honestly say I never went through. I mean, I'm sure people call me fat or whatever, you know what I mean? But I've never went through the situation where they were in my face telling me, you fat, you fat. No, that didn't
Yeah.
happen. But I knew I was fat. I was a chunky little kid, you know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
what helped me drop the weight was um my father had passed away, right? And he was like,
Yeah.
he was oh. Somebody
Somebody
said
said you weren't
you was
fat.
no, they said, oh, okay. He said I was not fat. Okay, well,
Yep.
Yeah, they said
He's
you
not
weren't
bad.
fat.
if I tell y'all what, if Tony pulls up the picture, or if I pull up the picture, I'll let y'all be the judge of
You
that.
might have been a little bit chunky. That's all.
Probably, but I overcame it, and what happened was what got me out of that was the fact that when my father passed away, um, my mother was there in my corner, and I really wish I could. Well, I was in her corner too, but I was so young that I didn't know what I should do. All I knew was
Yeah.
my father was gone and my mother was hurt about it.
Right.
But
Hmm.
what happened was she ended up going and buying me this bike that I wanted. It was, I mean, she was doing everything to make me happy. You know what I'm saying? She went and bought me.
Aw.
I don't know if y'all remember Jam shorts. It was some shorts called Jams back in the day. It was very expensive. She went and bought me a whole week of those shorts. She bought me a whole week of new shirts and everything, and she sent me away to this camp that cost like $250 a week. And I was up in the mountains, and when I got back, she bought me the new bike. That bike was like $900 back in the day, and that helped me. And I would ride that bike so much that I lost all that weight between my father being gone, and it was almost probably a little stress on me or whatever, and me just riding, and I lost the weight. So, but I know Tony's gonna pop up with this picture, and I'm gonna get it on the screen with y'all. If you can find it, Tony, send it to my email, and I'm gonna try to get it up on the screen and let everybody be the judge of that, because like I said, I'm open. If y'all got jokes, I'm with it. Bring it. But so that was one of my insecurities. I'm sure I had more insecurities as well. So now y'all know how I always like to do a little reading start off to the situation.
Yeah.
So
what you got for us tonight?
Yes. It is, insecurities are everywhere, and we all notice them in many different ways. We notice them in our jobs, job insecurities. We notice them when we look in the mirror. There's some things of us that we may look at ourselves and say, well, I don't feel comfortable with this. Tony, you can send it to my one email, stewardsenterprise@gmail.com. You can send it at that one, and I'll get it. Stewart's, make sure you put an S at the end of Stewart, and then enterprise, like regular enterprise.
Boy.
And then also, who, Tony?
He found
he had it ready.
I told y'all he be trying to get me. He got this other one, boy. I ain't showing y'all that one when I was a kid. Yeah, I don't know. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me try something, y'all, so I can unfreeze my screen. I'm gonna see. Hopefully, it'll work. Hold
on. Let's see if it works.
Show on screen.
And now you gone.
Right, that's crazy. Let me. Wow.
Yep. I gotta figure what that is. He had it happen in last go round. It eventually worked itself out though last time.
Oh yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, I was like, that's what I was saying. There was a minute on the show last week where I was like, okay, y'all, like trying to start. Trying to start the show. Oh,
there we go. At least I'm here.
At least you're here and moving.
Right. So okay. So
there we go.
All right, cool. And shout out to Simply 10 Art saying evening time. Yes, evening time.
Simply 10.
So I'm gonna let Tony find that picture, and I'll bring it up for y'all later. So let me get back to what I was saying here. So matter of fact, I'm gonna start over. Insecurities are everywhere, and we all notice them in many different ways. We notice them in our jobs, so insecurity in the job sector. We notice them when we look in the mirror. It could be something about us that we wish were different or something like that. We also notice them when we are in relationships. And this evening, we are going to touch on just that. Okay? So I don't want y'all holding back nothing. I'm not. All right. So now, insecurities could be a bad thing for many things. It can destroy us as single people. It can destroy us as couples, and it also can destroy whole families.
Simply 10.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about that? Can it destroy a person singly, or a couple, or a family? What do y'all think about that?
Quick. I mean, it can destroy it's individually, families. I mean, and I think it really starts with yourself, honestly. I mean, because it's going to eat you up first. It's going to eat you up individually. And then you're going to start having all sorts of accusations or whatever, or your brain's going to create these intrusive thoughts. And it's just, there's a lot that goes with it. So I think very quickly, especially if you're not self-aware of these insecurities and you think it might just be the world's coming to get you, I think it's quick.
Yes, it could be almost like a cancer insecurity. It could
Yeah.
break a person down like really bad where they're
Yeah.
stressed or depressed. So, we all have to watch that. And me, I've become, into myself where I try not to fix things unless it's like a bike or something or whatever, and I buy it and I say, well, I can fix this up. I'll do that. I'll do it that way. But wow, it keeps playing games with me. So I'll actually do it that way with no problem. Invest in the time and the energy to restore something. So sometimes we
Mhm.
have to restore ourselves. So me D said yes, it will. Talking about insecurities will eat you up. So
Yes.
um another thing I wanted to talk about was let's talk about men's insecurities. We're gonna start
Mm.
off with that. We're gonna start off
We're
with that
gonna
because
start
y'all,
off with the men tonight.
yeah, because sometimes y'all think I be picking on the women too much, but nah,
Y'all thing.
yeah, I ain't trying to pick on y'all. Hold on, I'm trying to get my screen back up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is crazy. I'm gonna have to fire whatever them people name is.
Hey,
Hold on.
you're not lagging.
Oh really?
Yep, I bet you it can't do the background. The background's too much for it because you're not
I
lagging
know.
right now.
That's what it is. The back.
All right.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is leave the
Mhm.
background off then.
Yeah,
All
just
right.
leave it like that, bro. Yeah, that's way
Okay.
better.
All right. But let me see. I'm gonna do this. Okay. I'll just leave it like that since y'all calling it. All right. So
Yeah, first.
we're gonna start off with he does. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what Bayliner was talking about. He does, but guess we'll figure it out. All right. So
Oh, he
um
does pick on the ladies,
oh
probably. He does, yeah. Uh-oh.
Amen.
yep, I'll pick on him all the time. So but we're gonna start off with the men this week. All right. And then I want you guys. Baylana said you pick on women. Okay. uh okay. And I'll check the email with brother-in-law. He ain't
Check
waste
the
no time.
email.
I'm gonna check that email. So
Oh,
I
here's
want
the thing. Go
something
ahead.
real quick.
Sure, go ahead.
yeah.
So, because I don't bash men, and you know that I don't, but
Mhm.
I just find that, being single right now and dating and things like that, there's a lot of men that are really insecure too. But what they'll do is they'll get with you and start dating you and get in a relationship, and they'll try to reverse it and put it on you to where it's make you feel like you're the insecure one. In actuality, they're insecure. Just like you said, Marnie, you were like, let me think. Let me think if I have any insecurities. A lot of men battle those insecurities and demons too, and they bring that into a relationship too, and they push it and put it all on the woman to make it look like, it's us with the insecurities. In actuality, they're dealing with some insecurities their own self, and they need to be honest about it as well.
Wow. I mean, you know what? That's actually very deep because that is very true. I'm going to agree with you on that. But you know what that also is? That's actually gaslighting. So
Mm-hmm.
they have a situation within themselves and they know it, but then they're going to point it at you and say that no, it's you. You understand?
Work
So
both.
that's
It could work both ways.
Yes.
right. And you know
Yes.
what? Here is Bayliner said narcissistic gaslighting traits. It that's exactly what it is. And that's why I make sure that I'm accountable for my actions. All right.
Yeah.
Uh I'm not a perfect person at all. Uh Me D said bingo. And simply
Mm.
10 said that's why everyone needs therapy of some sort. I don't need no therapy. You need therapy. I'm joking. That's gaslighting. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Good
That's
example, though.
gaslighting. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that um I mean, do I need therapy? Heck yeah, I do. I need therapy. Give it to me.
Mm,
In fact, I'm
yeah,
going to start
I
some
agree.
therapy the beginning of next year. So
Good for
um
you.
So
Really?
somebody gave me the fist over there. So so anyway, now
Well, let's
we're
not
gonna
skip
start.
over. Let's not skip over Miss Doobie's comment here.
Oh,
Thanks
I didn't
for
even see
popping
Miss
in, Miss
Doobie.
Doobie. Yep, she
Where's it
popped
at?
in here and said,
Oh,
"Yep,
hey,
pop it up."
yeah, shout out Miss Doobie. Didn't even see you there. Go ahead.
Yeah, the insecurity starts in the individual and eventually tries to control others, thinking it will solve the lack of security they have in themselves.
Amen.
There
Yep,
you
she
have it.
said it well. That's
Yes,
exactly
very,
what we
very
were
well.
saying.
So, you know, that's that was actually very deep. We have
Yeah.
some very good comments tonight, and we really appreciate all of you guys.
Yes.
And thank you. Well,
I
Tony
love
said this is
this.
my therapy. Yes, thank you, Tony.
Oh, that's
Thank you.
awesome.
Yeah.
For real.
So, and also his therapy is jokester. He likes to joke.
Yeah. Right.
All right. Also, we have Bayliner. You want to read that one?
Yeah. Some people don't necessarily need therapy. We just need to know and be educated on narcissism and gaslighting and watch for those red flags because those things will build insecurities. And that's right. I mean, I think everyone
Wow.
should have a little bit of baseline knowledge of some of these traits and things to look out for, because if you're not educated on what those red flags look like, I mean, then you that's when it all turns, right? You believe that. You start to get even worse.
Amen.
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
that was powerful. Very powerful. Thank you, Bayliner, for that.
Yep.
Looky here. We got Big Sister in the building. Leslie, Big Sis. She said, "Hey,
Hey,
Bird.
Bird.
Hey, Chelsea."
Hey, Leslie.
Yeah. And then Me D said, "Good for you, Creep." Thank you,
Yeah.
Me D.
For real.
So I'm actually trying to pull up what Tony sent.
Oh, he sent it. Okay.
Yeah, I told y'all he don't be playing with that stuff.
He's not.
Let me
He's
see.
waiting for it to come up on the screen now.
Yeah, see, he got them games, but it's all good though. I'm gonna have to go get some pictures of him. Nah, Tony, I ain't showing that one. No. Nope. You know what?
No.
That's
Talking
messed up, Tony. This is not the one. This is not the one I was talking about. But since he won't play so much, and I know y'all want to see it,
Oh,
he got mad jokes. He got jokes. He got jokes. This is not. I'm gonna find the one I was really talking about. But
Look, he's laughing.
he played too much. See, he put me on a spot that I have to show y'all now.
yes,
And
He did too. Now you can't. We're talking
It's
about
all good.
insecurities and everything.
My big sister said, "Hi, Lillian." That's my
I,
big sister.
I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see the comments. But hi, everybody.
Okay, Chelsea, read this one while I try to pull his picture up to this old
All right.
sucker. He just sucker.
He
All right.
off.
Oh,
all right.
goodness. All right. We've got Simply 10 Art. Everything starts with self. Therapy won't kill you. If your life is perfect, then you don't need it, but it's beneficial. It is beneficial. I mean, yeah, absolutely.
It is. Absolutely it is. Just like, okay, Tony. All righty, Tony. Yeah, okay. All right. Sorry this is taking me so long, but I got y'all right here. Yeah, okay.
Leslie said, Bird, your brother-in-law needs a lot of therapy.
Yeah, he do. That's all right though. I'm about to I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up since he got games. Let me see. Oh boy, I wish I can. All right. Let me see. So this here and window. Oh, I'll try the entire screen for y'all. Let me know if y'all can see this or not.
Okay.
Hold on.
Nothing but
it's great. Come up.
I could come back and watch it later on and laugh.
Do y'all see anything?
It's blank.
Yeah,
It moved us so that we could see it, but it is blank.
Oh, I can see it.
See,
Oh, I can't.
Are you
you
the
can,
one in the middle?
yeah, that's me in the middle.
I
I can
can't
see
see
it.
it.
Yeah, that's all right though, Tony.
Oh
That's what
no, it's nothing.
that,
You don't.
that's why
It's just
everybody
a
can't
little
see it.
chunky. That's all.
Nah, that's not the one though. That's not the one. But
Oh,
anyway, I'm gonna try to make it so everybody can see it. Right now, I don't know what's going on, why y'all can't see it. That's weird.
no,
But
I think Chelsea can't see it.
yeah. All right. We have shout outs to Tina Bowling in the building. Miss Tina. All right. Can y'all hear me? Oh, so Chelsea dropped off. She should be back on here in a second. Hold on, y'all. I don't know what's going on tonight. So I guess they did see the. I guess they did see it because I see some little laughing.
Yep, I can see it. Chelsea couldn't see it for some reason.
Okay. I don't. Yeah, that was crazy. So let me see if there's Chelsea back on right there. Chelsea,
Okay.
Chelsea.
Oh,
You see the
no,
picture?
no, no.
All right.
You seen it and then it blanked you out. So I don't know.
Yeah, I know. And now I can't even see myself.
Okay.
close
Baylana
out.
said seen it.
Shoot.
Okay.
Like
Sorry,
left
Chelsea.
left out of the fun here, man.
Yeah. So all right, let's get to it. We're gonna get to men's insecurities. And I'll try to pull a picture back up later.
Because I cannot see myself. So
at all. We can see you. We can see
okay,
you.
we see me. All right. As long as y'all see me, we good. Let's go.
Okay. And Big Sis said, Tony ain't right. That was so wrong. Yeah, exactly, Big Sis. That's right. I'm gonna get him.
Creek, you're gonna make sure I see that picture, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Feel left out over here.
And then Miss Doobie said, we see you, Chelsea.
All right.
And then Simply 10 Art said, was those tidy whities or pamper? That's y'all got the jokes. Okay, y'all got the jokes. Y'all got the jokes.
Calm down, baby. Calm down.
Yeah, okay. That's all right. So let's get on with the show. So okay. So men's relationships insecurities. All right. So now we have men, and any of y'all can pop in here and say whatever y'all need to say or whatever. All right. So one men insecurity is this: sexual ability. Nothing makes men more insecure than the idea of being lousy in the bed. Men constantly worry about their ability and performance in the bed.
Yes. I mean, I hands down, we had just watched something on this, especially about like the size of them starts from so young. I mean, 10, 12, 11, these age are already thinking all of these things about size and all of this. And it starts so young, I think, from the pressures of society. And I agree with that. But in reality, majority of the time, what's preventing them from from doing and is that thought alone. They have more performance anxiety. That's what it was talking about. There's so many between the age of 25 and 35 that suffer from performance anxiety, which causes them to have. So it's crazy. I mean, that I agree is a huge, probably number one, I'd say. I don't know.
Right. I see my big sister still rocking on me. Say I had on some droopy drawers. Okay. All right. We'll see how everybody is when I see y'all. You want to read that one?
Yeah. Simply 10 Art said that's something that can be worked on, but they have to communicate and not deflect. Pun intended. Yes. I don't disagree. It's hard.
Well, see, since it's just me and Tony in here, as far as the guys, I think.
Yeah, y'all talk on it. It's your topic.
I mean, my thing is, yes, I think when y'all first, when a woman meets a man, and y'all at dinner trying to get to know each other, I think what he should do is probably give signals. And those signals, y'all could be talking and he just do like this, like just keep doing like this so she'll know. She'll get the picture. No, I'm messing up. So anyway, so she won't be disappointed. So I mean that is a situation that men would be insecure about, but there are other things that they can do in place
Yeah.
to fill out the package. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Well,
trying to.
okay. You taking it here and filling out the package here. You don't, and I'm gonna say this as peachy as possible. You don't need but 2.5 to 3 inches to hit and pleasure a woman.
I've read that. I've read that.
It's true.
I've read that. You want to read that one?
Simpleton. She might think it means cut it short. LOL. Yeah, right.
Right. Well, that's true. That's true. It could be cut it short or whatever.
Say one thing.
Oh, and you know what? I forgot. Meek D is in here. Come on, Meek D. You gotta jump in here with us. Go ahead.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, it's a okay. Miss Doobie just popped up with one. You want right?
Yeah. Miss Doobie, it's not the size of the ocean; it's the motion.
Oh.
Well.
Amen.
Okay.
It's the motion in the ocean.
Right.
Amen.
So, but men do think about that. But you know what? There's situations and we're going to speak about this tonight, some of this stuff, but it just made me think. I don't know, like on older episodes, when my cousin Sweet Mama G was on, she had mentioned some things, and because she had her experiments with men or whatever, and some like gym rat type dudes, and a lot of times television makes women think that if you get a man, that's the kind of man you need to get, that's cut up, this, that, and the third. And they have these desires of that man. And then when they get in there, then it's just not what they think. So a lot of times they are they're smaller than what you think, and they shrink. But I mean, and a lot of weightlifting supplements that it will shrink you as men. So you guys better watch that. Watch it seriously. It really does. And sometimes it can cause you not to be able to have babies.
Wow.
And that would be steroids. And you have a lot of men out here that work out, and when they work out, they will take that trade off.
Yeah.
I'd rather look buff, big and buff, and not be able to have babies, or I'll take the shrinkage. I'll accept the shrinkage, but if you can make me look big and cut up on the outside. And when I say that's a real situation. It really does. It shrinks it. And then us as men, as we get older, it does shrink. But there's ways around that. And we had talked about that. We talked about that during that. There's procedures that you can do, like for men. Actually, it's for women as well. It's called Gainswave. Y'all can do that. And what that does, it breaks up the plaque in the areas where that's the reason why it shrinks, because there's not much blood getting there like it used to anymore.
Wow.
So it will shrink. So, and even like with women, the sensation is not there as much anymore because that
I can't
it's
see
how
myself.
they work it.
Oh, we can see you though.
I don't like it. I can't check my reactions.
Fred.
Oh, Big Sis said, Bird, your niece Tian said hi, and she is waiting to hear her shout out. Tell Tian I said hello and I miss her. And shout out to my baby niece Tian.
Oh.
I love you, niece. She is something. No, she's a handful. And Baylana, you want to read that one?
Yeah. It's how they work. Women need finessing. And I think that is something as well, is kind of a big area where I think there is anxiety on men is the finessing of the woman part. If there's said lack of experience, or they really, I mean, all of us go into that first time not really knowing what we're doing. But if you haven't had partners that helped you say build that confidence in all of that, then as you move to each partner, you can develop more and more insecurities to where it becomes scary. I mean, to do that, which creates again that performance anxiety. But it's true, women need finessing. If this ain't, guess what, this is connected to this, and if they ain't talking, she ain't working.
Amen.
So and I'm trying to think if Me D is my nephew. I'm not sure, but again, I had to pull that up. He said it's how they work it. So that actually kind of touches on what you were just talking about. Am I right, Chelsea?
Right. Absolutely.
Okay. So and that's also where I think Miss Doobie and Simply 10 was talking about the motion in the ocean and all that old
Correct.
stuff. So I would say all that would be right. So guys, pay attention. Also, you want to read this one, or did you already read that one?
No, let's read it. Miss Doobie said, what would be a good way from a man's point of view for a woman to address or react to a fella with insufficient funds, sort of speak? That's a good one. Let me read it again.
Yeah,
What would be a good way? What would be a good way from a man's point of view for a woman to address or react to a fellow with insufficient funds, so to speak? What do you think, Crete?
You're gonna have to be sometimes subliminal.
Yeah.
When you saying it, I mean, ask him. Does he shop at the mini mart? I'm joking.
You're wrong.
No. But what I'm saying is no. Is she saying like is like, say for instance,
how could a woman approach?
Okay, but that's after they have already had that experience together. Is that what if she can say that?
I think in the act, right? Either in the act or after the act, or let's say the pants dropping, like you were proposing, Crete, how they have this unrealistic expectation of what it should be or look like, and then it's like, oh, now we have insufficient funds, and how would a woman be able to address that with the man?
I would say, communication is everything.
Yeah.
Communication is everything. And then what could happen is, she could talk to him about adding on other things.
Yep. That's a good way.
So just add on those other things. And then, and like you said, Chelsea, 2 inches could do some damage.
Yeah. Yeah. And let me also say this too. I mean, if y'all have an interaction and it wasn't the greatest, right? It does, and that's okay. Like, you guys can communicate. You don't even really, in a sense, if you don't see yourself being with, and I might be wrong for saying it this way, but if you don't see yourself with that person, right? And there wasn't a connection and all of this, and he had insufficient funds, you may not need to tell him. Let's just part ways. Don't tell him. That's going to hurt his feelings or ego. I mean, but so what do you think?
No, I agree with you, but make sure you do it like smooth. Don't just cut it off.
Don't be rude. Yeah.
Some people these days, they off the chain when breakups come.
Correct.
You want to read that one?
Yeah. Simply 10 Art. You start to communicate it in a non-offensive way. So, hey baby, let's try something different tonight. Correct, right? So if you're already in something and you know that that's not going to be your highlight, let's say maybe the whole act of the doing it per se part is not your forte and all that. Hey baby, let's focus in on some foreplay tonight, and let's do this, because in my perspective, a lot of the woman is going to be that pre-play, that foreplay before it gets to the act. Yeah, obviously we like the act too, and it's fantastic, but there's something about that in between that maybe you can highlight for the woman, and then that part will take some of the pressure off of that. So I do like the way Simply 10 kind of approaches that.
Okay. Here's another one for you.
Okay, well, we got Bayliner right here. That is one of those hard conversations, but the best way to address anything is always head on. Just take the bull by the horns and say what you need to say. Yeah.
Yep. That's being
Yeah.
straight up, you know.
That is.
Here's there's Sweet Mama G. What up, cousin?
Ooh.
Go
We got
ahead.
We got Living Life with Spice Channel, Sweet Mama G. Spice it up. It's more mental than physical. Exactly what I was, trying to get at.
Golly, you want to read that one?
Yo, Simply 10 Art. All I saw was shrimp. Let's have a shrimp dinner, JK.
Dang.
Oh, let's have a shrimp dinner for dinner. I got you.
And here's another one.
Living Life with Spice. So that's why discuss and be real candid. I agree. Did we happen to catch Me D's comment up here? I like it. The relationship should be about sex because eventually that will lack as you get older. Or maybe shouldn't be about sex.
You're right.
Yeah.
And here's another thing too. I agree with Me D, definitely. But what I notice as I'm getting older myself, I would say, I know growing up, a lot of seasoned people or mature people, they may get in, their 60s or even 70s. If your diet is right, and if you're being active, you can keep it going on to your 70s, even 80s. You see what I'm saying? So that part, it should never lack off. You know what I mean? That it should always be something. And then, no, I think we already read that one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I missed Me D. Okay. All right. Hold on one second.
Yeah, we're caught up all the way down to Living Life with Spice. You have to be gentle and prepare your mind.
Okay, hold up. Me D. There's another one.
Or Miss
no. He already said. Was it Miss Doobie?
Yep.
Okay,
sex shouldn't be the main component.
Go ahead.
Yep. Sex shouldn't be the main component, but I think it needs to be a functional gear in the relationship. Yes, it does. And that needs to be well greased and functioning, because that, to me, is an important part. Yes, it shouldn't be the main component, and that shouldn't be what makes it. But for me, that is an intimate way for me and my partner to connect and be in that moment where the world and nothing else matters but that. So for me, it's therapeutic, and it releases endorphins and all the great things. They actually say that it replicates the effects of what THC does to the body. It actually, after you climax, right, they say that it releases the same things, the same dopamines. So it does need to be the main, but it needs to be functional, and we need to learn how to communicate about it in a healthy way, because a lot of people are taught in families where you don't talk about sex.
Also, what Ms. Doobie said, that sex shouldn't be the main component, but it should be a functional gear.
Yep.
What gear would that be in your relationship?
I think you choose where to prioritize that. And I think each people can be different, right? Some people can be happy with once a week, right? And that's okay with some people. Some people want it a couple times a week. I think you and your partner need to prioritize it. It's high on my priority list.
Yeah, mine first gear, second gear. But right there, you want to read that one?
Yeah, Living Life with Spice. I enjoy a man's company, our interaction and chemistry, affection and other intimate actions. Yeah, I do too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then also, me D.
Meaty, she may have the problem, not you. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right.
It could be the woman. That's right.
Right. Um. Okay, we already got that one. What is that? Oh, Bayliner.
Morning, moon, and night for me. Morning, noon, and night for Bayliner.
Amen.
I'm with you,
Okay.
Bayliner.
So we're going to step on to the next one.
What we got?
All right. The next one, this is the insecurities that men have. Men. Okay. So the second one, if he has been cheated on, that causes an insecurity.
Yeah.
So is that legit for him to feel that way?
For a minute, I mean, it depends on how far you and how long you stay in that self waller, right? That self pity. I believe everybody has a time to feel their feelings and to heal, but if that's going to become, like you said, Cree, a cancer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it's not dealt with, it's going to grow.
It'll definitely eat you up.
Yeah,
definitely eat you up. So, but that honestly, that's something that will need some therapy.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Because there's a lot of people, and I'm talking about from the time of me growing up, where they just was, cheated on, and then they just let it go and just went on about their lives, but it created a monster within them. Yeah. And to look at relationships and people in a different way. A lot of times, especially in a marriage, unfortunately, I don't think if one of the partners or whatever cheat or whatever, do you think that call for divorce?
It really depends on the people, and if you know how to learn and forgive. And it also, I think everybody has to know where their boundaries are. Right. That's not gonna be the first thing for me. Divorce is not going to be the first thing for me, because there was a commitment that I made to my good Heavenly Father that I was going to do this till death do us part. Now, that also doesn't mean that I'm going to stay in something that's toxic and hurtful and that could kill me or anything like that. That's damaging, but I'm going to work on my marriage. And that means figuring out and getting to the bottom of why that person and that partner felt that way. And what did I have a part? Because like one of the comments, it could be the woman. It could be, I mean, she could be very much playing a part, and that doesn't make the act of going and doing that right. Absolutely not. Absolutely not one bit. And it's wrong, and it's deceitful, and it is a betrayal, and it's going to take therapy, and it's going to take forgiveness, and it's going to take prayer to really be able to move on from that. And a lot of people don't. A lot of people live with it, and they repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. So I guess it depends on the person if it calls for divorce and what their marriage means to them, honestly.
Very good one, Chelsea. I'm not even gonna question you. We're gonna leave it right there because that was well said.
Thank you.
You want to read that one?
Yeah. Miss Doobie says he can feel that way, but to expect his partner to walk differently to feed his monster won't help him. That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
That's like the selfishness. Actually, that's an insecurity of a man, actually, right there. Not of every man, but I'm just saying of a man.
Correct.
Also, you want to read this one?
Yes, Simply 10, very true. But he can't compare every situation as the same. It'll cause distrust and bitterness. And that's exactly right. That's why you can't stay down in that space, because you're going to bring it and compare yourself to every situation that you had in the past. Well, you're not even going to give this person or this new partner a chance. You're already convicting them in your head based on your past experiences. And that's not fair to that partner. It's going to cause bitterness and distrust, like I call sleeping hedgehogs, resentment.
Right. No, I agree with that. And that was a good comment right there. And
very good. Thank you for that.
Yeah. So yeah, you can't carry that on because it's not fair to the other person. And it's not fair to you to keep taking yourself through that.
It's true.
We have another one right here from Me D.
Okay. It says he need to get over it before he going on to another relationship. Absolutely. And that's the key highlight. I think people, and we've talked about this, Miss Lillian, before, having that space in between that to be able to heal from that. That saying, yeah, to get over one, get under another, it's not healthy. And when you do not allow yourself, because again, it's not fair to you and it's not fair to your partner to bringing all that baggage into that relationship, and it's not. So I agree. I mean, absolutely.
That too, and the insecurities aren't something that just pop up overnight. It's something that a demon that you've been dealing with for a while. You may take that into the new relationship and you may feel close enough with your partner to share your insecurities with them. Then they use that against you. That's where that stuff comes in as well too. You know, you may be battling it and you may be working on it, or you may feel that you have gotten over your insecurity, but then it takes you to just get with this weirdo or somebody that's not vibing on the same level as you to bring that insecurity back out in you.
Yep.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
that happens a lot.
I outgrown my insecurities, but then I get with this lunatic and I share all my secrets and my feelings with him, and he uses that against me, and he brings all that back out in me again. So,
you know what? I made that mistake before.
Yeah.
And I regret it. And I will never do it again. It's sometimes like with sometimes when you get angry, but a lot of relationships don't last as long as mine did. So of course you're gonna go through a little bit of everything. But I've made that mistake before and I regret it. And I'm sorry for it. You know what I mean? It taught me to never do it again, but it's just something that I would never want to do again to my partner.
Absolutely. So, it's like exploiting their insecurities.
Right. What about this one right here, Chelsea?
Yeah. We got from Medi, not all women should be looked at the same way. And I think that says a lot. I agree. We need to stop trying to put all humans, I'm going to say all men and all women, in these dang stereotypes. I mean, not all men are going to be emotionally in tune, but not all men, are soft, right? Because they are in tune, so women, same things. We got to stop putting all of these, if you're dressed this way, you are this and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that there is some truth to certain things, but we got to stop the compare game, because that highlight in itself, that compare game does nothing but breed and fester insecurities from everyone. It is not okay to sit here and compare yourself constantly. You will feel bad about yourself.
Yeah.
You will.
Yeah. Very, very true. And don't forget, y'all, we have the Cash Apps down the bottom. Even if y'all have $1, drop it in one of them. Doesn't matter which one. Give us $1 at least. We can go get some peanut chews or what you call a Chico stick.
Chico stick.
Yeah, anything. Just drop it in there. Also, we have the phone line up, and y'all can call in. Call in with the business. Let's also go to that was me. D said agreed, and yes, they do. So, what we're going to do now is go to the next one. This would be the third insecurity of men. Okay. If his mate is more successful than him.
This is an interesting one. I'm going to let someone else talk on this one first. I've been talking.
Say more successful. I mean, that's a tough one.
Well,
It's
I'm gonna
all
say
about
this.
self-love and being confident because nobody's going to make me feel that way, but I'm not, but who am I? You know what I'm saying? Like it took me to get to this point. So everybody should go through something to get to this point where I'm at now. Like I feel like I'm the baddest woman on the planet. I'll give a woman a compliment all day long. Like, but I love me. You know what I'm saying? And if you're with somebody and they're making you feel insecure because maybe your boobs aren't as big as that person or your butt's not as big as that person, well, what you see is what you get. This is who you got with. And I'm not going
Mhm.
to try to change. And it all comes back to that self love. So certain insecurities that I might have had years ago, I don't have them anymore.
Yeah.
But then you can get with that one person, like I said, that's in
Mhm.
has insecurities and things that they're struggling with, and they try to reverse it and bring it back into you to try to bring out those insecurities that you might have had when you guys first got together.
Mhm. Yeah. And this one's interesting because me and Dr. D is coming up in the house tonight already. When it comes up, we've kind of traded off this, right? If you want to say this, who makes more money, right? Role game. And we've kind of traded, I see a smirk. Anyway, we've kind of traded off in this, right? When I was at this previous job, I was making more money. And then I got a job where I was making drastically less money. And then we got to a point where we're about making the same money, right? And now it's got to a point where there's going to be some weeks where I have the ability to make more. But then we're now in a new season here where he's about to go in a new season and he's going to be making more. And to be honest with you, it doesn't change anything or how we feel or anything like that, right? He covers his responsibilities. I cover my responsibilities. We help each other out. Like when I was making drastically less than him, he stepped up and helped me in the areas to make sure my responsibilities were covered. And then same goes for him. I mean, I put gas in his truck just because I can,
That's
so
teamwork. You're
it's
supposed
teamwork. So that's why I say for me, this one's a little bit hard and tricky
to.
to talk on because it really starts with how you feel about that. It's okay. I mean, if your woman makes more money than you, but what is making the man feel that way? I know in a way they feel demasculated, but why is your masculine tied to the amount of money that you make?
Or where does the competing come in when you're supposed to be a team? You understand what's getting it to this point for you guys to be competitive about who makes more money than the other when you guys are supposed to be a team, you put it together. I just don't look at things like that in relationships, but it happens. So, I can't
Unfortunately,
really answer
yeah,
your
yeah. Unfortunately, that exists. Where but
it does. I know it
it
does.
yeah, and it's like it's so weird that I can say a group of people, and I'm not saying in color or anything. It's just the lifestyle of certain people. It doesn't bother, but then
Yeah.
another lifestyle group of people,
Yeah.
they're intimidated about it, and that's where you as a human can say, I'm going to take myself out of this and put myself here so I can live better, so I can live more stressless. And just, I'm telling you, I've been there. I've been there. So yes, that
Yeah,
does exist.
there though. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
It didn't just be like boom, this is the problem or this is what I'm insecure about. What brought it to that level? Because I'm not going to be with you for a year and then like Chelsea was saying, like how her job may be this way one month and then he may be making more the next month or whatever. But what gets it to that level where you guys have been with each other for like a year and then all of a sudden you guys are going back and forth on who makes more money than the other and somebody's insecure about it? How did it get to that level? That's what I'm trying to get to.
Well, again, a certain group of people that I see that would affect one another, but another group of people or lifestyles to say, it won't affect them, but some other lifestyle it will affect them. You want to read the Bayliner comment?
Yes. But talking about our past shows, our journey and how we got to where we are today, how we had insecurities before, but possibly overcame them. And it shows the journey.
And that's definitely a journey.
It is a journey. I mean, it is a journey. And also I think too, things happen in the relationship that potentially trigger that, right? Maybe he was the breadwinner, and then you lose the job, right? Or his job gives him a pay cut, stuff like that. And then things are triggered.
Or they start arguing about different things, and then that mate starts throwing that stuff and bashing you and throwing it up in your face to make you feel insecure. Somebody's just not going to wake up the next day and feel bad or insecure about something, not unless somebody's constantly throwing that in their face.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if we did this one. Oh, go
I was
ahead.
going to say, let's catch up because I see a couple good ones that I think we might.
Yeah, I went back to that one.
Okay, so we've got perfect. That's exactly where I was at. Perhaps we shouldn't tell others who we once were because that's an old version of ourselves from another place in time that no longer exists, and sharing that essentially manifests.
We have a caller.
Oh.
And we're going to catch up on these comments.
Perfect.
But who do we have the pleasure of speaking with tonight?
This is Mo D. This is me, D. I had to call in on this one. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Mo D.
I had to.
We got a new
Too
caller
much
tonight.
to text.
Okay.
Yes, too much to text.
Okay.
So my comment about it is, let me just tell you my experience with an insecure man, with knowing what I've done in my past, which affects us in our future. Now I'm living a different career. You know, I served, served, did 25 years or whatever. That was my life back then. I don't carry that life now. I don't brag about that life now. But when they start asking about my past and what I did and how I did, automatically they're intimidated, they're insecure. Automatic. I don't get it.
Right.
I do not get it. I have that problem a lot.
Yeah.
So I prefer not to even talk about my past.
So let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
I said a certain lifestyle of people. I was trying to make it because it's not color. It's not like like a race of people or whatever, but it's a certain group of people that will feel that way. So can you kind of agree with that? What I'm saying? Like
yeah.
Okay, good. Because I was trying to make it make sense because I know what I'm talking about, but I don't know if I delivered it right where other people would, would accept that. Because like you have some people that live a lifestyle, they may live off of let's say where you guys are from, Chelsea, right?
Yep.
It's laid back.
Yep.
It's not it's a big difference from downtown Atlanta, right or wrong?
Absolutely.
So downtown Atlanta, that lifestyle
pressures. Yep.
Yes, it's a different stresses, different pressures and everything.
Yep.
Everybody's trying to be with the Joneses.
Yep, keeping up with the Joneses, absolutely.
Going out there where you are, it's free of that. You see what I'm saying? Ain't none of that. It's none of that. So that's what I was talking about. The lifestyles are different. So same thing with you, Mo D. Now I know who it is. I appreciate and we appreciate you calling.
Yes.
Yes, some guys will be intimidated. You understand? And the fact that you completed, you retired from it. So they may feel as though that you are out of their league, or they feel intimidated. So, I ain't messing with her because, she's above what I'm doing. You see what I'm saying?
But it shouldn't even be about that. It should be about where we are right now and where we're going to go from here. Why does it matter what I've done? I'm not, if I was a woman that wanted to brag about then I can understand you saying, or you feel in a certain kind of way. But I don't even bring it up. It's not even part of the conversation. Like I said, it's a part of my past. It did set me up for my future, but like we're going to go from here and let's go forward. And we're going to do that together. Not talking about what I did in the past. That shouldn't have nothing to do with the future. But you'd be surprised. They'll come out of the blue. Oh, you done did this. You done did that. You think you this. You think. And that's when I look at a person real small and they want to knock you down or tear you down from the things you've done in your past.
Yeah.
Again, they'll have nothing to do with your future. But I just wanted to call in and talk about that because it was just too much attack. So I'm sorry.
Yes.
Well, no, we appreciate it. And if you want to stay on the line, you can.
Okay.
And because it's going to be some more comments coming up.
Yep.
And
Yep.
you could do it like that. So did you guys comment on Miss Doobie that perhaps we should tell others? Did we get some comments on that?
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what Modi was saying. Perhaps we shouldn't tell others once we once were. That's it. So I think she commented beautifully on that, on Miss Doobie's statement. So right under that, we've got one from Simply 10 that says, if you're intimidated that she's more successful, then date someone else. Yeah.
Amen.
And if
Right.
you see that he's intimidated with what you do, I mean, okay, cool. Then you don't want to be don't make and put yourself in there and try to make it work and be like, and comfort that. You see that from the beginning, because like you said, Miss Lillian, you feel like a, bad bee right now. And that's exactly how you should feel. And a good man, right, is going to see that and be like, oh yeah, let's accentuate.
It didn't happen like that overnight.
No, you're right.
They
You're right.
have to got that. You know what I'm saying?
No, it
And
takes
try to
time.
be with a man that's not confident. I don't want to be with somebody that's not confident, that's going to be trying to tear me down too. 'Cause normally
Exactly.
that's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to try to tear you down too. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And then that cause problems in the relationship. I don't want a man. I don't like if you're 2.5 inches or 10 inches, feel confident in who you are. That shouldn't make or break you. You should have already established that before you got in a relationship with this person.
It's a red flag for sure.
Right.
And that's another thing I was going to mention on the red flag part was we've spoken on this on previous shows that if you got to be willing to leave, that is a boundary. That is a boundary. If they make you feel this big and make you feel small, they ain't going to be afraid to do it again and use those things that you said to them in private or in trusting moments against you. So in those moments, we got to be willing to walk.
Right. You have to recognize the signs early. And
Yeah.
if you can educate
People do
yourself.
recognize them early. I'm guilty of that and stayed in it for whatever reason, but I won't do it now.
You
know,
got to learn from it.
so
That's
but
right.
but people do it, and it
You're
just
right.
tears you apart. And then when you finally let go until you heal and really heal. You need to heal before you try to go into another relationship.
You're
Right.
right.
And people don't do
Agree.
that. That's where the problem is.
And that was me, D, with the comment right there. Take your time to learn your partner, which
Exactly.
is very, very true. Very, very true. Let me see.
You've got the one from Bayliner that starts Miss Chelsea. I've been wanting to read this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see my name too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm getting to you, Lillian.
All right, you
That's
want to
it.
read that one?
Yes, we got Bayliner saying, because you went to Miss Lillian's first. Mine's first.
Oh, hold on. Where's yours at? Hold on.
I've seen yours.
Yeah,
Hold on.
mine is right below. I'm going
All
right
right,
down from
no,
you.
no, go ahead, go ahead. There you go.
There you go. Perfect. I was like going to say, but Miss Chelsea, as a man, it does give him some insecurities not to be able to be the breadwinner, because a real man wants to take care of his woman and not his woman take care of him. And let me touch on that, because I don't disagree that in a way, as a man, that could definitely lead to insecurities, but having that open communication is what is key in those moments, because we can talk and we can work through that. Just because right now, let's say I'm making more money, that competition, you can have a healthy competition, right? Me and him have a healthy competition on how much we've got in savings. And because of that, I've started saving. I wasn't good at saving money. So there is ways to like talk about that and do that. And what I've done is we've gotten him side jobs. We have side jobs that he has now that if you actually do add it up, I'm sure at this point he actually does make more. So I know to us, you're right, Cree. It is more laid back and it is more nonchalant, but I'm sure there is a level of that does breed it. But here's the thing: depends on what you're feeding it, right? You can have that thought and that insecurity, but what are you feeding it, right? What are you giving it to fuel?
Here's another thing that you can take a look at, and this is just something simple.
Yeah.
Okay. The difference, you can see the difference here. Let's say I'm trying to think like okay. Let's say if you go to I'm just trying to think of something that most people, let's say one of the shopping centers over there where you live at.
Okay.
Right. And I'm speaking for everybody here that's listening. If you can think of a shopping center, because they're not going to know where I'm talking about. But anyway, a shopping center or a shopping plaza, and they have like basic stores there. But then if you go to what's that?
Mondawmin.
Yeah, Mondawmin, or what's that other one? Harbor something over there in DC? Or Tyson's Corner.
Tyson's Corner.
Okay, if you go to Emerson Village Shopping Center or something like that, but then you go to Tyson's Corner, that's a big difference. That's keeping up with the Joneses over there at Tyson's Corner. You see what I'm saying? So here, there's some shopping plaza there, but then if you go to Phipps Plaza, that's a total different thing. Everybody in Phipps Plaza trying to outdo one another. for no, you know what I'm saying? That's a different lifestyle. And then it matters if she makes or he makes more than her, or she makes more than him. It matters. It affects people. But at the shopping plaza or the town, Ellicott City, or the old historical town where everybody, it don't matter. It's about living.
But you know what? What you saying that, I'm going to say this relationship based. It depends on if they're married or if they're dating, because it matters, right? Because if you're married, you ain't gonna matter what he make, what she make, because y'all doing it together. And how you do it in your house is how you do it in your. Nobody need to know who's doing what outside your house. It don't even matter, right? Now, boyfriend, girlfriend, that's
that's different. Yeah.
That's when you learn, and that's how you're gonna get an idea how it's gonna be if you're gonna get together as one. Like I said, don't ignore the red flags, because the red flags gonna give you every warning that you need before you take a further step with that person. But if you're married, I'm telling you right now, and I've been married several, and I can tell you, my husband, it was always, we didn't divulge like who made what. No one knew who did what. He was the king of the house. He ran the house, and I did my part. Inside the house, we knew what was going on. I didn't have to embarrass him. I didn't have to lay it out saying you do that. That didn't happen in my household. But he's the man of the house, and I respected that. And I would never, belittle my husband in front of anybody if I made more money than them. It don't matter, because together we're one. So I think that relationship. Yeah, I think that relationship matters. Like it depends on what we're talking about. We're talking about relationships like a boyfriend girl. That's a different situation. You got moves. You got options.
Right.
But when we're talking about a marriage, you're gonna do what you gotta do to make it work with that person. Y'all together for a reason. It's something that brought you together, and money hopefully was not it. But if it was, y'all had to make some type of decision how that was going to work before you went before God and made it one. So, that's how I feel about that.
You get it?
And I also think another element too is how you're raised, right? What are you seeing in the home, right? Because, for example, you may not have a bunch of money, right? Like, for example, we didn't make a whole lot of money growing up, but my parents didn't. But my mom drove a decent car. I mean, outside the house that we lived in was decent looking, but so in a sense, it's what are you seeing in the home? So there was an element where my mother did keep up with the Joneses, right? With certain aspect. When she left that house, she made sure she had her bra on, her hair did, and her makeup on. She ain't leaving the store without that. That's not okay. And then she has someone like me, who it's just me and didn't care as much as what the world, and we have conversations about it now, and she admires that, and that's one of the things she's loved about me, is that there's an element where I don't care what the world views me. Of course, I do want to make sure that I at my first impressions and I'm professional, and I hit all of those things that she taught me how to do and how to be, for sure, right? But not to care and let somebody else's thoughts about me hurt me that bad to fester those insecurities. So if
Right.
you're seeing that Keeping Up with the Joneses, there's more likely that that's going to be in your personality. Granted, I was not that way, and I thank God I chose very young to kind of look at some areas that were in my household that I did not want. So I started at 12, 13 years old, weeding out and trying to get rid of some of these things that I didn't really like. Excuse me. But my sister, for example, there is an element of that, right? She had, as soon as she found out she was pregnant, she had to get a ring on that finger. She had to have the nice wedding. She had to have the house, get the car, like all of these things had to do it. Now I'm proud of her because she did every one of those things, and she did it, and she's happy, and she's a beautiful family. But that is something that she got from mom. They joke about it. They're like, yeah, that's mom and sis over there. They got to get a new car every time, a little bit of dust gets on it, or has to always have the newest iPhone just because, right? So I do think a level of that is in the household. What are you seeing?
Right. You want to hit up Bayliner?
Yeah. What we got? We got, because Miss Lillian, it is not a team. It is a team. It is not a team. It is a team. But the man is supposed to be the head of the household and the breadwinner, and it takes away from the man's confidence.
Very, very true. Very, very true. And trust me, every man wants to be the head, but there's a lot of guys out there that don't know what he should do to be a head in a family. So he wants that title, but can he actually stand up and be a head? Yes. So
I mean, he could, but look, let's be smart about this. You lacking in an area and your wife is stronger in an area, you're gonna let her help you with that, and you're gonna ask for her input and feed off her. Come on, we ain't gonna be, look, we're here together. I'm not gonna sit here and watch you spiral by yourself or take us down. You're gonna take this advice that I'm gonna give you, and we're gonna try this because what you did ain't working.
I mean, love that.
At some point you have to be honest and comfortable about where you are, and trust the partner that is going to also do that for you. If you are not struggling in that, you got the wrong person there, my friend. I'm sorry.
Right.
I love that. You're so right.
I mean, we're just in a different, age and time. So, a lot of the women go into relationships and marriages, because we've been single like me, and I'm so independent. I raised 4 kids on my own. This is all I know, but I would never downgrade a man that's making less money than me. And they're going to know all this before we go into a marriage or get together. He is not acceptable to my ways, and like, I'm not going to quit my job and go get a minimum wage so you can make more money than me. I'm already established, but we're going to already establish that before we make a commitment to each other. So that way it's not an issue later on down the line. I mean, life is different now. It's a different day and age now. So, women are used to being the breadwinners if they're single mothers and stuff like that. So if they meet this man and, he has a decent job and they marry each other for love, and we come together as one, and my job and your job together equals up to this amount, and that's what it's going to be. So, you just have to establish all that before you get married. And that's insecurity before you go into a marriage, then maybe that's not the person for you.
Very true. Very true. You want to hit Miss Doobie?
Yeah.
Comment?
Miss Doobie says, people can't make us feel. We are the masters of our domain. People show us where they are, and we understand how to move. and it makes us up, and it is up to us to maintain our boundaries and standards. This is so important. I mean, we have to learn to maintain our boundaries and standards. If you let it slide the one time, right? Maybe I'm gonna go different. I'm gonna go here. If the B word comes out, right? What the hell, B? Right? Let's say that comes out and you let it slip and you know what, fine. Oh, I'm just joking, babe. I'm just joking. Sorry, it slipped out. Why is that word in relation to me? But why, if you let that slip, it's going to be okay in his book. You just deemed it okay for him to refer to you as that.
Yeah.
Bruh.
And then they get comfortable calling you that.
And I know that's a pretty vulgar example, but I mean, stand by your standards and learn which ones are that important to you that are worth saying bye. Because women, a lot of women have this problem, and it's because of insecurities that we let certain things go because maybe we're scared of being alone or fear of rejection or all those things. So it's better to stay than it is to let him maybe use and refer to me as that than it is for me to be alone. Because we have these insecurities.
Right. You want to read that comment?
Yeah, Simply 10. He has to put himself in that position and not be mad at her because of her excess. And that's the thing. Support. Where there's a breakdown of communication, and I don't know if it's always been or it hasn't been, or if social media is tied to it. But there is a breakdown of communication in marriages that's causing this divorce rate to be over 51% in the US. And it's the saddest thing in the world, but we have to learn how to have the conversations that we are having right here on the show with our partners. Right. Everything we've talked about in every single one of these shows are hard conversations to have, but they need to be had with the right people, because if they're not, it will lead to resentment and divorce and insecurities and unhappiness, man.
Right. There's another.
And you know, a lot.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Now, I was going to say a lot of those conversations were being had over COVID, and this is when they realized the person they are with is not the person they thought. Because, you know, you're busy throughout your day. No, you got time to really learn your partner during COVID. Right. Everybody was all sort of confined to homes, got to know their children, their stepchildren, whatever the case may be. And they was like, I can't believe I've been here this long dealing with this. So things that they was not paying attention to that was blatantly in their face, they had no choice but to, you know, deal with it during COVID. So I believe that's where that divorce rate went climbing right during the COVID season. Which is unfortunate.
That made that amped up divorces and mental illness and disorders. So it was a bad time for the human race, for real.
Yeah,
all over the world. You want to read that one, Chelsea?
I will read this one. We go back. Let's go back about maybe 30 years or 40 years ago when Mary just worked because men went out and made the money, and women stayed home and made the house. We forget that there was a time when the divorce rate was not 50%.
Yeah, and those were good times for the family, the father, the mother, the children. You know what I mean? That's when you could sit at the dinner table with no television, talk about what went on that day. The food was even different, a lot more healthier. I mean, like we're doing too much these days. You know what I mean?
You sacrifice your morals and your values just to make more money. I mean, that's what we did. We believe having more is better and was going to benefit our kids or our families more. We gave up our values and our morals, thinking, you know, even raising our children, we let the street raise our kids because both parents want to be at work. Right. I mean, I came from that, you know, but we had a good community. The community was great back then. We all looked out to each other back then. But I think that's how we got here. We think of having two working parents and how is more beneficial for our families. And what it is there's nobody there, maintaining the standards, maintaining the value, and the streets is pretty much raising our children. But
I feel like society is really it forced. No, I don't want to say forced, but what choices do we have with the pay and the wage? It's like
you're right.
My mom and them, they couldn't afford it. I mean, they made $45,000 together in 2010 with 3 kids. I mean, it was forced. Like in my parents' eyes, they didn't have an option. I always heard my mom say she'd dream to be able to be home and keep the home and keep the kids in the house and do all of that, but it wasn't able. And now it's almost like society in a way. It just, with the overdevelopment, we are humans that just consume without giving anything back. And it's just become to a state where, how do we even get back? And I'm not saying putting women back in the house and doing all of that, but where's the option for the women who want to be home and raise their family and do those things? We don't. Okay, well, go. Our husband, you better get with a man that makes 70, 80, 100K a year.
Right.
Yeah, it's I was a fortunate one.
Yeah.
To grow up and see that. And for me to sit and think about it, how fortunate I was to see my mother be able to be home and take care of the house and the children, and my father worked. That's why I stand on what I stand on, because that's how I came up.
And I agree with it.
Yeah.
I agree with it to an extent. I mean, I think that it is, because it is beneficial. I can't remember how old I was, but I remember one time I was so upset because mom had gotten home really late from work. And what I didn't know is that mom was going out at night, in the middle of the night, to go buy Christmas presents to be Santa. Kids. Santa was coming, and I was crying and wailing and screaming. And I just wanted my mom. I hadn't seen her. I didn't even get to see her, right? To the point where she took a job cut. She had to take a pay cut to come home at the family, where we were making barely enough to make our means, just because I wanted to see my mom. Right. And it's sad. It is a blessing that you got to be raised in that, because I'm sure it did lead to different standards, right, of what you expect in your home.
Well, I'm gonna tell you one thing that it definitely leads to is that when I get on this podcast and talk about it, and people think I'm crazy or I'm controlling, or no, it's what I actually saw, and that's what I want. It's nothing wrong with what I want. Trust and believe. There's somebody out there who want the same thing that I want.
I was getting ready to say that it's all about finding the right mate. If you sit and you tell me that this is what you're going to bring to the table, and I don't agree with that, we've already established that we don't really have a lot in common, no matter how much we like each other. You're just hurting each other if you go into a relationship with different values. You just are, because at the end of the day, you can meet somebody halfway, but people just aren't going to change. You understand?
Right.
So that's why people should really take the time and date somebody and really get to know them and know exactly what their values and stuff are before they go into a relationship with that person. That's why the divorce rate and everything is the way that it is now. Before it was, people didn't get divorced. They just stayed with people and were miserable or whatever. But now it's nothing. People divorce like they break up in relationships. But if you establish your values, what you want going into the relationship, and really get to know each other before you make that next step, then it's going to make it so much easier. You know what I'm saying? And people don't do that. Get to know your mate.
Right. And there's a lot that comes along with that. We're now talking about blending families. We're now talking about, it's a lot. Look at our age. There's a lot that comes along with meeting someone and trying to, because now the family, he not set himself up for his family. Now you're going to talk about you're going to come and marry this woman, this man. How is this going to work with you've already established things for your family? And I think that's where it becomes a little a little difficult. Now the man or the woman wants this person to do X, Y, and Z to support what they got going on. And I got this going on. So it's really hard at our age trying to compromise because we don't know what's going to happen in this relationship. We're already hitting towards 60, 65. We don't got time to be playing no games. It's like, what we doing, So it's real talk. It's you don't have time for the games because time is like a it's not,
Right.
Yeah.
We. So.
Yeah, that's something. So, we touched on some very, very good points this whole time, and read that comment right there, and then we're gonna read Bayliners, and then we're gonna go on to the next one about men, because y'all ragging us, y'all all in the business about us men.
Hey, I think we've kept it very well
silent.
We have
tonight.
We have did that.
Chelsea.
We've talked on women too. Look at Lillian. I don't bash nobody. What you talking
about? I don't.
Y'all been all
I'm
on
so independent, so I'm just speaking from my heart and just what I've been through. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would love to meet a man that would want to take care of me, but could I do that? Could I handle that? Because I'm so used to being independent and doing everything on my own. I don't know if that's gonna work. So why would I get with somebody like that? So I'd rather get with somebody where we can meet each other halfway and we just be happily ever after. I don't know how to be in a relationship and a man just say, baby, quit your job and you could be at home, and that's not going to work for me. It's not.
That was old school. Happily ever after.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
But I'm not going to take care of no man neither now. I'm going to say that
right.
Now, if I meet you and you broke and you walking and you this, I'm sorry. Now, if we've been together and we've established a relationship and the bond is there, the trust, the love, and God forbid you lose your job and I have to pull the weight till you can get back on your feet, totally different story. But I'm not going to I'm not going to just meet a man and tell me you don't have a job or don't have this. I'm do that. I'm just not going to.
Unfortunately, it's a lot of us out there that just ain't got a job, and a lot of them guys out there want to find a woman that so they can take care of them. They want to be son husbands.
I know, we're in Atlanta. I'm single. Right. I experience that all the time.
Yeah, it's crazy. You want to read that one right there?
Yeah, we got Simply 10 Art saying people are ready to run before stopping to communicate. Absolutely. It's easier just to dip out than it is to sit down and talk about it. A lot of people have that mentality.
Yep.
Want to read that?
I think this no. I think this one actually is a really good one for you, Crete, because I see this nice little word entrepreneurship as number 3. So I think you should go ahead and read that one. Can you see it?
Bruh.
It's called entrepreneurship. Anybody can go out here and start their own company and be successful and make the money that is needed. Elaine, about the wage. It ain't about the wages.
It's not that easy though. But
today it's about motivation. And yes, I agree with a lot of people can get out here and start their own businesses, but I'm glad you ended it with the motivation, because it's about the attitude, the energy, the motivation, because you can go ahead and try to start something, but are you going to grind? Are you going to have the motivation to make it work?
See, that's a good question, and I'm gonna tell you, and this is so good because I just had a conversation with a guy who has his own business. He was like, "I'm looking for a woman that could come in and be 100% in my business." Man, I'm like, wait a minute, but she has her own life. She has her own career. You want her to give up her life and her career because she won't have to work. She can give up her work. Well, what happened if something happened between you and her? That's your business. It ain't her business. And now what does she have?
That's always the question, and that hits personal to me. But let me say this. My situation. I know by now everybody on here knows that I was married, and for the most part, I had a great marriage. And it always pops up this situation where okay, just like what you just said, you have it, but what about her? Or she has it, but what about him? He don't have the money left over. See, that's where, you have to be fair. And I don't need the state telling me how I need to be fair in alimony.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's just
Yeah.
wrong. I think you have two adults that can work that out and be fair with each other. If they've been fair or worked together so much for all those years, on the outro of the relationship, they still should be able to work that out.
I wish that was.
But I think you missed my point. I think you missed my point, though, Creed. Did you understand what I was saying?
Well, I wasn't going against what you said. I agree
okay.
fully with what you said.
Because I mean, when you ask somebody to give up what their career is, like they got a career, and you want your significant other or your partner to be all in with your business. Now they've given up what they had going on, and so they're now totally dependent upon the business because they gave up their career. I wasn't, that wasn't directed to you when I was talking about that. That was actually something that happened. Yeah,
that was me sliding me in.
Okay.
I know that because I always try to be accountable for me.
Right.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? So
Absolutely.
I mean, I definitely didn't take that as that. No, I agreed 110%.
Okay.
You.
Okay.
So, you want to read? Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, that was. Let me see what Big Sis said.
While you said that, I was going to say something. I wish that people could and had fair standards, right? For, like you were saying, two adults being able to work out alimony, right? I wish people were able to actually do that. Obviously, the state gets involved for situations where people can't, but it gets so bitter and it gets so sour most of the time that they just see red both sides, right? And it's like, I ain't giving her nothing. I ain't da. And I wish people could have that perspective, like you just said, of, this is fair, right? We've worked together this long for however many, 30 years, right? And we should be able to work out what is fair in alimony and how to take care of or any of that stuff. But so little people can actually successfully do it. And that even goes for co-parenting. Like, it is so hard for people to even be cordial for the sake of the kids. I mean, I've known families where the minute they get in the room with each other, they're yelling, they're screaming or whatever. So it is, I really resonated with what you said. And I wish people could put down the pride, put down the ego, and for the sake of the betterment of the children and you, come to fair agreements. And it's sad we don't. And we really don't.
Well, I'm gonna tell you also, when negotiating that between one another, come on, both parties have to be realistic.
You're right.
Both parties, and I mean, I'm gonna just leave it there because there's a lot to that, and
you're right.
And I'll
Absolutely.
speak to that over time. But my big sis said, I would say that Bird is telling the truth, 100%. Our mom did not work, and she did not work. I'm telling y'all, she was the happiest mother. I didn't hear her complain about anything. She just did what she did her role. My father did his role, and we came up. I mean, it was 10 of us, and I had nothing to complain about. I look at my parents, and me, D, you remember my parents. You see what I'm saying? You remember my mother. Like I came up, I would not complain about nothing of my upbringing from my parents at all. I was grateful there was no abuse. I'm grateful that there was that they stayed together for so long and showed me the way. My father showed me the way, my mother showed me the way. It was a great balance. So, and then my sisters, my brothers and everything. I mean, we grew up as a happy family, and I appreciate every last, my mother, my father, my sisters, my brothers. I appreciate all of them, and I love them. And I still tell them I love them to this day. So, You want to read this next one? Was Bayliner.
Yeah, I guess, Miss Bayliner. The whole conversation, the whole conversation boils down to know your role, and that relieves any question or any insecurity. And I mean, it's funny because role is a trigger. It's a trigger word, right, for the younger generation. I feel like, and for me, it tends to do that. But again, as long as you lay out those clear roles, they're not defined by what society claims those roles to be. But as long as you and your partner do know your lanes and where you kind of operate, and like I think you had said, Modi, about now I just brain lapsed, but just knowing your partner well enough to use their strength. That might have been Lillian. If you know that your partner's better in this area, right? Let's say the woman and the wife's better at finances, because I've known a few situations where the wife's handled the finances. Not saying they are the breadwinners or anything like that, but they do the sending of the bills, the writing the checks, and managing all of that in the budget. And the men are a lot better at the hands-on stuff, the laboring stuff and stuff like that. So I agree. If the two of you have come down and know each other well enough and have talked about your said role or Creed's favorite duties, then I think you will have a happier relationship in marriage. But my disclaimer on that is those roles are not set by society. They're set by those two people in that partnership.
Right. And I love you too, big sis. Yeah.
Leslie.
So, right here, Bayliner, you want to read that one, and then we're going to go on to the next one. We're going to go on to the next one.
Well, they can be totally dependent. That can be totally dependent on they can be totally dependent on his business. But if things fall through, she can go right back to her own hustle. Yeah, but that's got to be on her terms. And I mean, and if she wants that is my statement to that. Yeah, she can go right back to her own hustle. But what if she's in the prime of her current hustle, and she's right at that where she's about to maybe get to six figures or get that million views or whatever it is they aspire to be. And she is now put in an ultimatum to choose you and your business, or to have you in your life, to be part of only that business, or to choose herself and to choose her business that she's put blood, sweat, and tears on and into. So it really, again, depends on the business and that person,
Absolutely. Okay, we're going to step to the next one, and we're still on the men, so y'all getting it in. You know what I'm saying? Are y'all happy right now?
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
All right. So here's the next one on men. When his woman's male friends being present, sometimes men get insecure.
Oh yeah.
Can you?
I call that little man syndrome, or anyway. This boils down to insecurities with yourself, as in, the visuals, like you had said in the beginning, Crete, looking in the mirror, not being seen, all of those real core values where those core elements are not being touched in, which is safety, love, and belonging. So every human, here's a little coaching tip. Every human has to have those three things intact, right? For them to be, say, balanced. It's safety, love, and belonging. If you look at a lot of these insecurities, for example, let's use me, not being heard, right? Safety, well, love, well, I didn't, belonging, right? That was in my sense of belonging as a child. I had struggles with that, right? My biological father didn't want to be my dad, was not my dad, not even present. And I had certain things that I had to struggle and work through because maybe I felt like I needed to figure out how I belonged and where I belonged because I didn't grow into myself. So I think that's something that we need to, and is helpful for people when it comes down to insecurities. Which one is it? because I guarantee you just about every one of them is going to be in relation to something along those lines, because when you were a child, one of those was interfered with, right? So my safety as a child was slightly interfered with because of drug activity in the home from my brother. And so my safety was interfered with. So I became hyper independent and empathetic, because when I become empathetic, you can then start to feel and perceive if there's going to be a problem so that you can keep yourself safe to get out of it. You get good at reading other people's emotions. And so that's something to look at too, really, when it comes down, is really look at what and where these insecurities are coming with. And most of the time, if a man is in a room and their partners, male friends or whatever, are in the room and they're jealous, that is going, or insecure, is going to be based on belonging.
Okay. Well, check this out. So if I say that my woman is not going to have male friends,
Okay.
am I controlling?
You're saying she's not going to have male friends? Meaning,
if I have my woman, let's say my woman, she's not going to have male friends. Am I controlling?
Yeah.
Bruh.
Well, call me controlling.
Well, you're not just going to walk away from that. I don't really want to say necessarily controlling, like we had spoken about before. If you're doing it and coming from a sense of, these people are not bad, or these people are bad people, this could be a bad group, or you're not acting right, and there's different things coming on. Yeah. But if, I mean, this woman had established friends, lifelong friends, and you come in the picture and say, I'm sorry, you can't have any of these people in the picture because they're a male, and you haven't taken the time to get to know them, or even try, or even know that there's nothing threatening in that relationship. That is, in my eyes, that is a problem. I mean,
it's a problem.
Look at this, Mark. I'm secure enough.
No, I'm laughing at my big sister. Y'all see what she got that
woman. You ain't got no woman, LOL.
No woman.
Bruh.
So that's kind of where I land with that. It is a little bit, if you just walk up in the picture and say she can't have friends, you can definitely be classified. So here you go, Simply 10. Are you not going female friends? Are you not going to have female friends?
No.
Yeah.
No.
So y'all ain't gonna have no friends, just the same sex friends. That's it.
Well, if there's a will, there's a way. You gotta remember, and especially you, me, D. We have a culture where we're from, and unfortunately, it's pretty bad. And
yes, I understand.
It's almost like a sport to where we're from, like to get somebody's baby's mother or whatever, and that's why so much killing and crazy foolishness up there. But okay.
But is she's gonna have your back and you gonna have hers. I don't think there's no, if that's she's not
to me,
I don't know. That's a little.
It's like a lack of trust.
Yeah,
it surely is. Also, you can say it's
so you don't trust any female.
I would say something, but it's gonna be bad, and I'm not gonna say it. And it's not a curse word. It was just a saying. So
you are trying so hard to deflect. Go ahead.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
So Simply 10 said, what did she say? It was something. Yeah, you're gonna have to. Well, first of all, she said this one. That's a personal problem, right? Okay. I have a lot of personal problems. Also, here's another one that she said. You want to read that one?
Okay. Yeah. If she is willing to introduce you to them and you decide you don't like them, that's one thing. A conversation needed, perhaps. But if you don't want her to have them because you're insecure, that's another. That's kind of the point of this.
Bruh.
Okay. I mean, I get that, but you know what? He can already in his mind say that's not happening. So what I'm going to do is I'll give her the opportunity to let me meet them. would
Yeah.
already know in his mind. Is that fair?
That you're gonna meet them, but it doesn't matter what kind of person or who they are. You're not gonna allow them to have that as a friend.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Killing me, Smalls. Let's go back to the comments.
All right, so go ahead. If she,
Yeah, we already read
Oh,
that
we
one.
read
You
that.
agreed.
all right. So
That
let me
You did
see.
not agree.
You're gonna have to go ahead.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you're gonna have to have the conversation. It has to make sense. Yeah, you're gonna have to have the conversation. It has to make sense.
All right.
Mhm.
Simply 10 is on
Woo.
fire over there with the keys. Go ahead.
Are you not gonna have female friends? Out of
Bruh.
it?
It'd be cray cray.
Nope. Uh-oh. Look at Big Sis. She nailing at me. Look at what she said.
Ah, he'd be cray cray.
Bird will find yourself by yourself.
Oh my
Mm.
goodness.
Oh my
Oh my goodness.
All right, that's okay. Then I'll be by myself. You already see the videos that I make. And by the way, make sure y'all go to my mountain bike channel, Street Tactics MTB, and y'all see me ride my mountain bike by myself.
Love it.
Mm.
That's great. So anyway, okay.
It looks like Bayliner's got
She
one.
said
that
he
might
be
be
cray
some-
cray. She talking about all right. Where Bayliner at? Okay, let's get Bayliner in before we go to the next one.
Oh man. It's not controlling. It is a preference that you have, not wanting your woman to have male friends, and that is something she should respect. Wait for it.
Oh my goodness.
That's what I'm talking about, Bayliner. Bayliner has the right thinking a lot of times.
Lord.
One day we're gonna
Lord.
have Bayliner on the show.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay. So
Yeah. You need therapy.
mhm.
Good thing
So I
you're
It's
need-
coming
signed
too,
up.
right?
yeah, 2023 therapy for me.
Yeah, concrete.
Okay.
Shoo, that therapist gonna get an earful.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So
Sorry.
let's get it. Who she said Bayliner needs
Bayliner
to join.
needs to join in
join-
therapy.
Yep.
Amen.
Yep.
Yeah,
We'll go to
Y'all might need
therapy.
to want to find the same therapist.
Yeah. Yep. And then also Simply 10. Did you read that one already?
I don't think so. No, he should respect not having female friends too. Now, agreed. If you don't want your woman to have
Mhm.
male friends, then you best not have a female friend.
Let's show her how to do it.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
Bruh, sorry.
Come on, man.
It's good for the goose. It's
Okay.
good for the
Now
Oh.
I agree with that. I
Okay.
don't need no
Mhm.
female friends.
Okay.
You all know. Y'all better be glad I don't have this in my machine. I'm gonna put it back in there. Y'all ever heard of
Mhm.
booty clapping sounds?
Mhm.
That's what happens with friends.
You're horrible.
We're friends.
Anywho, that we already read that one.
Yeah, Leslie Bayliner is of the old school bunch. Yes,
That's
they
what I'm
definitely
talking about.
some old
And
school.
I'm old school too. You can call me picket fence old school. That's me. Cadillac on
Simply
deuces.
You gonna
Oh,
learn today. You
Yeah.
gonna
Mhm.
So-
learn something today.
Yeah. So yeah, that was,
Hallelujah,
yeah. So
says Medea.
yeah. So now we're gonna go to the next one already because we still on men. We ain't even get on y'all women. Yeah.
Hey, you opened this whole not having friends thing that we had to talk on.
Mhm.
So now, when the woman is too secretive, that causes insecurities. You know something? Can y'all agree about that?
Too secretive.
And
You got to define that.
and Big Sister said I was just playing Baylon.
You got to define too secretive.
Too secretive. Like, say for instance, like, okay, and then no offense taken, Miss Leslie. So sure does, Baylon. I don't know. Anyway, so look, let's say if there's something, let's say if you saw your mate at the mall and he or she didn't see you, but then this might not be a good example, but then they get home, say, did you make it to the mall? No, I ain't going to no mall. That's a secret.
That's a lie.
That's a
lie.
bull-faced lie.
Yes,
Yeah, ain't no
exactly.
secret.
Yeah, it's not a secret. So anyway, I guess that's what we were talking about.
Let me talk about the secrets part here, because here's the thing. I don't have secrets with my husband. And I'm not kidding when I say that. I am dead serious. I don't have secrets with him. So if I have a secret with him, it better be like a present that I have that he shouldn't know about, right? Because secrets lead to why do you feel that you have to hold this secret? Now, I'm not saying that there may not have chemistry in your relationship or history where maybe he was very reactive, right? When you brought up seeing your brother-in-law or your brother who might be an addict, right? And maybe you bought him a pizza one day and you wanted to help him. You didn't give him any money, right? But you wanted to help him out and and you didn't want to tell your husband about it because he was reactive and says your brother's a POS and you shouldn't have anything to do with him because of his addiction. I mean, that's a hard situation, right? Like that would be one of those times where it's like, do I just not say anything because I wanted to go help my brother and this will lead into a fight? Me and my personality? No. I'm going to tell you, if you don't like it, I'm going to go support somebody I love. So no, I don't agree with secrets being in your relationship. And if obviously you feel there's a need to have a secret, like the example I had just given, then you have to speak about other things in your relationship that are causing you to feel that you cannot communicate.
So can we agree that will cause insecurities?
Yeah, absolutely. Being secretive in a relationship will absolutely cause insecurities. Yes, sir.
Okay. So hit that Bayliner one up.
Yeah. What about in the men's too secretive? Most of the time, women are the ones who poured it all out, and men are the ones who want to hide everything. I agree to an aspect that men are most inclined to hide and speak on because maybe it's emotional, maybe it's this, maybe they ain't got time for that. Whatever it is, I agree. Now, I'm not saying women can be very spiteful and very secretive and nasty, honestly, but men have this, like, they sometimes just feel it like it becomes a automatic. Like, I'm just not going to talk on that. We're not going to talk on that.
Well, let me ask you this. Who do you think is the most insecure between a man and a woman?
It goes both ways.
To answer your question,
that can go both ways.
I want straight up.
I'll answer your question. I can't.
You can't.
I cannot sit there and say and pin it. If you want to go average, just for the sake, right? Just for the sake of this, most likely probably woman. But when I say that, that's not fair.
Well,
men don't speak on it.
But guess what?
That's
where that
saying, they act on it, but don't speak on it.
That's where that's where that what do you call it? Old saying comes from. It is what it is. Yes, women are more insecure than men.
See, I say that, and I want to put my foot back in my mouth, honestly, because I don't necessarily agree. I think it's 50-50. I think it really is. Men do not. Lesbians
Mhm.
coming in
Mhm.
for the save, men all day, because men
How they
don't
deal
want to
with
be
it is different.
perceived as weak,
Right.
right? They don't want to be
Right.
perceived as weak. They don't want to be seen. So of course I don't have insecurity. So yeah, I'm going to play big man, and that big man will
Mhm.
defend that insecurity to the death. That
Mhm.
he'll probably take it to the grave with him. So
Yeah. Yeah.
women,
Mhm.
like Bayliner had said, women are more likely to give it out, right? To pour it out
Emotion.
first. I'm not saying they don't keep secrets and all that at times, but women are more likely to tell you your heart and tell you what's really going on. Like, hey, you hurt me, blah, 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 blah. A man is going to compartmentalize, and that's where the gaslighting comes from.
Mhm.
Well,
Mhm.
that's
I-
where the straight up answer right there. Women.
Mm-mm.
No.
I can't. I feel like I put my foot in my mouth, honestly.
All right. How about you want to read that one?
Yeah. Good answer. Most insecurities come from hurt people hurting people. It's about the same. I wish I would have said it that way. Simply 10 got
Agreed.
in my
Okay.
book on that one. Men
Totally.
gaslight more, which stems from insecurities. Own it.
Mhm.
Hey, bro, come on now,
Come on.
dog. Come on, man.
Oh, silly. What we got, Leslie?
Go ahead.
Maybe a hurt woman, but not strong ones. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying for that for me. That's kind of where, when I did say that, that's what I was thinking of, a hurt, like a scorned woman, you know. Hell has no fury on a scorned woman.
Man, y'all just ganging up on me, but you know what? I'm gonna give y'all the business. Wait till I get some more men on here. Okay.
I'm
What about
waiting.
this one? What about this one?
What?
The way his woman dresses, being revealing, can that cause insecurities?
So first of all, she should already know what he likes.
True.
They going out. I mean, they already have an idea what he like and what he don't like. She put on something he don't like. She did that on purpose. I'm sorry.
Wow. And you know what? I can agree with you. I can
like
agree
the
with you.
honesty.
And that the problem is, y'all women.
Y'all women.
I'm not gonna get y'all tonight. I'm not gonna get y'all tonight. But listen, all I'm saying is that yes, if a woman does that, first of all, that all goes in the process of learning the man, what he likes, what he dislikes,
Correct.
what is his boundaries. So
Yep.
when you start wearing stuff that he doesn't agree with,
Mhm.
now you're working against him.
I agree.
Mhm.
And I think
Yep.
he should cut it off. That's something to cut the situation off from. If you want to do that, and then if you keep doing it, cut it
I
off.
agree. Yeah. I don't
Because
disagree with
me,
that at all.
myself personally, I don't need no overly revealing dress woman unless it's
No.
in the privates of our own home or
Yep.
with what we doing. But going out in the public and trying to get that, I know people who have gotten, and I hate to put this, killed from situations like that, from guys saying something to the other guy's woman, and then now he got to stand up, and then this, that, and the third, and then now somebody done lost their life over something stupid, and she could have, it's just,
Yeah.
You want to go to Miss Doobie?
Yeah. I think it's, thank you, Miss Doobie. I think it's irrelevant. No one is greater than the other. People have the spirit of insecurity, and it's not a sex specific spirit. That is exactly right. If you're insecure, you're insecure, and you're going to breed that no matter what your XY chromosome or chromosomes are, you are going to breed that insecurity if you are insecure, and you're going to make everyone around you affected by it.
And when he said that, blatantly did, and it was considered to be disrespectful. To give an example, a man said the man agreed that he would be home by a certain time. He decides to come home the next morning.
Yeah.
Well, y'all already agreed that the time to be in the home is at this time, but you still feel I'm running things, I'll pay for everything. I'm going to come in when I feel like it. But that's not what y'all agreed upon. So now you're doing the same thing. You're disrespecting her,
Absolutely.
right? The house, because you choose to come in past the time that y'all agreed that you was going to come in the house, from being out. So it's
No. We go ahead and finish what you was going to say.
No, that was giving you an example from The disrespect
No,
for can go both ways.
yes, and
Yeah.
I agree with that. I was actually accused of that. But
Mm-hmm.
me, to be honest with you, I like to be in the house early. I like to be in the house by 6, 7 o'clock. But guess
Mm-hmm.
what? I'm a business owner.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
hard.
I'm a go getter. I'm a go. So a lot of times I'm not. If there's going to be some times when I come in, unfortunately, 11 o'clock or something like
Mhm.
that, right? And it's just going to happen. Like even like right now with the economy being so different, I have to do a little bit more to accommodate what I already have in my life that I have to pay for. So sometimes I may have to come in a little later because I took on a little bit more now because things are a little bit different. So
You already conveyed that to her, though. You told her, babe, I'm gonna be a little late tonight. That's what I'm doing. But you just
Correct.
do it, and then you got to justify it. That's wrong.
right.
That's where the secrets come in, and then the woman feels that, oh, he's staying out late. I don't know what he's doing. Does he have another woman? Is he cheating on me? I'm not good enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm too old. That's where that happens.
Yeah, that's where it starts.
Well, I'll tell you
That's
what.
right.
Let me be quiet. I was going to be silly, but I ain't gonna. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Chelsea.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I think you already read this one, but Leslie always has a good comments. Maybe
Oh,
a
that's
hurt
good.
woman, maybe a hurt woman, but not the strong ones. About
Oh yeah, we did read that one.
Yeah.
Okay, I shouldn't have replayed that because that just built you up again. Go ahead.
All
No,
right. It shouldn't matter how she dresses. She was more likely dressed the way when he met her. She was
That's how you get.
You know what? I agree, big sis. But then once you learn a person, and if you decide to start building with a person, things start to have to adjust themselves.
Oh no, sir.
Thank you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, sir. So now you wanna change her to be the way you want her to be, even though you was attracted to her like this. Now that she's yours, or you don't put the name on it. You can't look like this, you can't dress like this, even though this is how I got you. This is not how you're gonna be now with me.
Well, guess what?
With your
I was like that. I was like that when I first met my wife. She was first of all, I was young. I was 15 years old. And this is why I'm saying this. I was 15 years old, and she was young, and she, of course, at that age, you're going to dress like that. But then when you start to build and say, hey, I'm going to invest in this relationship, and this is not what we want anymore because I actually want to build with you. So then that's when it needs to leave. Like if this is something that now, okay, we can't do this, then you got to follow it. If not, I mean, at this given time, that's how I look at it. I'm out.
Well, again, if that's something in the beginning, but I agree with back to what Leslie said. For example, Cree, let's say you have stated you're not going to be attracted to a woman who's going to have her bosoms out and the butt cheeks hanging out and all of that. That's not going to be attractive to you, right? Because that's not what you're looking for. You're going to look for a woman who's more modestly kept, more presentable in those areas. So that's what you're going to be attracted to, right? So then therefore You're not going to be trying to change that woman because you were attracted to her at that. So in your circumstance, yes, at 15 years old, absolutely. I mean, you guys got together so young that there is a level of growth where you do, like you've said, have to mature together and learn to respect yourself enough to do that kind of thing. So I don't disagree with your statement in growing together at that young of an age, because at 14, 15 years old, yes, you are learning yourself and your body, and you want to wear maybe other stuff,
So when I said that, and y'all was like, oh, no.
You didn't give the backstory.
All right, so now y'all agree with me, right?
I
I
mean,
agree. Situationally for you in
yes.
that circumstance,
Mhm.
yes.
And
But
that's
if you
it.
get into a
Mhm.
relationship and you try and change what that woman is wearing or change her for in those different aspects, then that is being that's slightly controlling.
So,
Right. I mean,
so I'm gonna let you
Go ahead.
speak, me, D.
mhm,
So all I'm
mhm.
asking y'all, and plain and simple, was what I said legit? Just plain and simple, yes or no?
No.
I wasn't
Okay.
legit when I was 15, and now
Well,
I
oh, and
wanted to
yes,
change.
yes, your
So
situationally.
I was right.
I
Mhm.
knew.
So I was right,
So
Chelsea. I was
I
right,
guess it's
Chelsea.
the way.
Situationally right, yes.
Got him.
Oh,
Got him.
oh, I think it's the way you put it. I think it's the way you put it because
Yeah. It
sometimes
is
women
normally his
the man,
delivery.
yeah, because the man can definitely influence their wife. Oh, baby, you look so much better with this. I love this on you. We're gonna
Exactly.
want to wear what you're gonna want to see us in.
Amen. A
Come on.
good woman's gonna want to please his
It-
man. And yeah,
and I know when I was married, I definitely did that. My husband bought clothes to me all the time. I knew what he liked. Of course, I'm
right.
gonna wear what's gonna attract my husband. I'm not trying to
Absolutely.
attract another man. So if you put it in that sense, that's better
Mhm.
than to say how you said it.
Thank
But
you. It's
but
normally delivery with him.
Oh boy,
yeah,
no, I'm
you have
messing with
to
you. All right.
translate your verbiage.
Yeah,
Thank
no.
you.
Okay. Well, now since we all on the same page,
You
you
got
want to
my
read
cheeks
that one?
all flushed over here, Cree.
Yeah. Yeah, hit
I'm
up Dayline.
sweating. Yeah, I got you, Bayliner. Here we go. Then she needs to learn to be more secure in her own relationship. Him working late at night should not be the cause of insecurities. Trust is called trust. Yes, but I agree with that 100%, right? If my husband, let's say he was working late, maybe he's not the greatest with his phone and he doesn't reach out, I'm going to go more on the is he okay side, what's going on. I'm not going to, because of that trust and because of our established relationship, I'm not going to go to that insecure place and go, oh my God, he's cheating on me. No. But if you have not established that in your relationship, and like we had stated in the previous, if you told me you were coming home at 6:00 and you're not home till the next morning, there is going to be nervousness there in another sense. But if you don't trust your partner wholly, right, and you have that, maybe there was a time where you caught him speaking to other women and you have an insecurity that he's going to cheat. Well, then if you don't come home till the morning, you're not respecting your woman to give her that phone call to say, hey, babe, I'm late. I'm going to be late, blah, blah, blah. Well, you already had a history of talking to other women. Where do you think my mind's going to go?
Exactly.
Hey,
But
bro,
trust
come
has-
on now, dog. Come on, man.
We're going to
Okay.
fight.
Okay, big sis messing with me again, talking about Justin supplied that clothing.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, it ain't gonna be none in my house no more because I don't a woman like that is I mean, and I'm not saying the woman
I
is bad.
respect that.
I'm talking about the clothing. I'm not talking about the woman. I'm talking about the clothing. So now okay, and then okay, and we're gonna catch up with the other okay.
Yeah. I see
Simply
a
talking
Mormon.
about a Mormon. Yeah, yeah. Even an Amish woman will work. Yeah. You want to read that one?
Yes. If she was dressed in some kind of provocative way when he met her, it's probably someone he does not want to keep anyway. I was dressed like a hobo when I'm at my man. Oh, I was dressed like a hobo when I met my man. Yeah, I agree with that because you're right. If she's dressed like that for the most part, what are you trying to attract, right? You're going to try and attract somebody who's going to want to get in the bed with you, So it does. I do agree that you do want to represent yourself in a way that can't be necessarily misrepresented. Yes, simply it's called reverse psychology. And yes, He got me, and I was trying not to put my foot in my mouth again. Thank you for pointing it out. Oh, in meant. Okay, we got Leslie coming in with another one. I meant Bird. I said Justin. His government name.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
Come on, that was
Come
low
on,
one.
man.
All right. Let me see. Did we miss any?
Let's see.
Okay, we got and some kind of
Yeah,
okay. Oh,
we
so
missed
we caught up.
Bayliners. Yeah, when
We
I
missed
met my man.
Bayliner. Which one?
Yeah, it says when I met my man, he didn't see the real me till we started spending real time alone together, and he learned me from the inside out. Beautifully said, Bayliner.
Right, and that's the way to do it. You know what I mean? You got to
I
get to know the
agree.
person. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I
Absolutely.
told you, the reason why I have these. First of all, I'm tired of social media. You know,
Yeah.
and all these just the fakeness of it. And I'm telling y'all, we were saying we was not going to do a 3-hour show. We're not. So we're gonna zip through this stuff, some of this, but I got a lot more to say here. But
Shoot, it'll be
all
3 hours. by
all
the
that
time
stuff
we're
is
done.
fake. All that stuff is fake.
I
All the
agree.
social media stuff it's just fake. And you know, it just stay away from it. But we about to jump on it because I think that might have been the last one for us men. Okay. I got my brother-in-law in here. At least he can help me. Okay, yeah, that was the last one for the men.
Bring it on. Let's go on to some woman now.
We're gonna go and hit the women's stuff.
Bruh.
Okay.
What
Has it not already been 3? No, it's not been 3. And we just getting into this. We
haven't
getting
even
into this.
started the woman yet, and we're 2 hours and 15 minutes in. I love it.
Yes. Matter of fact,
Drop one. Let's go.
women's insecurities,
Okay.
sexuality. Most women want to be the sexiest to their men.
Yeah. Yeah.
They want to get in there when they having their intimacy, their moments and stuff like that. They want to be like the most, that just drive him crazy, right?
Yeah.
Now, let's say one day they get everything together so that they can, have everything together and be with their man. And guess what? And he says, no, not tonight. Would that make you feel insecure? Would that bring up insecurities?
That bring a concern.
Okay, yeah. A concern and which will turn to insecurities. I agree. Now,
I don't. No, that's not what I said. Now you just added that on the end.
I added it. Yeah, I added it, and
but
it
that's
is
not.
a concern.
But that's not. It'd be a concern. The way I'm gonna come at it, like, well, baby, you never did that. Is everything okay?
Right.
I'm
if
concerned.
it's out of his
I'm
normal
not going to be
habit.
insecure. I want to let them know I'm concerned because something didn't seem right, and I want to, and I'm hoping he can give me a good answer.
Well, so
This is
no,
the
go
funny
ahead,
one.
go ahead, Chelsea, go ahead.
Well, it's funny because I always feel like, if I wasn't, I guess when I ask these questions, like in younger, maybe younger version of Chelsea, yes, but my marriage is so unbelievably amazing that like that would not even come up for us as in a way that like it would bring in and feed any kind of insecurity. I mean, I'm gonna be so honest with y'all, right? I get denied probably 3 times a week. Okay, that's just normal, and it's not in like in any kind of way. It's we're tired, stuff comes up, and it's not. So for me, it's like I don't care. It's like I'm not gonna. Sorry, that was so natural reaction. So I guess it really just, again, you've got to know your partner, and so many people don't know their partners well enough to know that my Dr. D's got 10 years on me, almost 10 years on me, right? I'm 30 something. I'm 30. He's about to be 40, right? And so harder than I do. He works a laborious job. I mean, I can't expect him to be ripe and ready to go when I am every time. So a no to me is not going to make me insecure, but younger version of Chelsea, yeah, hell yeah. I would have absolutely made me feel weird and like, why don't you want me?
But let's not get it twisted though. The age part, right?
Mm.
Personally,
I know where you're gonna go. Go
yeah,
ahead.
you know where I'm going. So
No.
I'm just saying, like, that's where I think a woman should be, like with the man being 10,
Well,
15
yeah.
years older.
No, I agree 1,000%.
Because of the
especially with
maturity level.
maturity. Yep.
Yes, and everything.
It
So
really
I mean,
lines
how
up.
about you, me, D?
So, I mean, you want me to comment?
Yeah, I mean, are you against
Well,
that?
she commented on the concern and insecurity
Yeah,
rather than concern.
Right. So, like I said, for me, it just makes me want to know what's wrong. I mean, I know the routine. I know how we usually get down and what's going on. And if something changed or is different, I'm coming to you being concerned about it, not feeling insecure about it. I'm going to be concerned as a partner or a wife should be.
Okay. Baylana said this show needs a part 2. Yeah, yeah. And you want to read that one?
If you're holding out, you're getting if you are holding out, you're getting sexually assaulted.
Oh my goodness.
What? Oh,
So, hold on. Is there any? No, there's no backstory to that either.
Yeah, I'm thinking she's saying like if you're holding out, then you're gonna get it anyway because it's gonna get.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's
oh
not
no,
that
that's not good.
No, I know.
But you know what? Some men like that.
Huh?
Yeah.
Get off, doc. Sorry.
Yeah. And
That's
then
a whole nother conversation.
would you want to read that one?
It's funny how a woman can say no and it's okay, but you let a man say no and oh boy.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
And I
It's
don't
something-
No, it
disagree.
is okay.
Huh?
Oh,
Okay, but let's be real here. If we want to talk stereotypical, sorry, you just popped that on the screen. If you want to typical, how likely are it's less likely for the man to tell a woman no. In my opinion, it's more likely for a woman to say no rather than a man say no. So when a man says no, that's why I agree with Modi up here is that it's going to be a concern. Like, bro, you okay? Like, do I need to take your temperature? Like, that's more along the lines of, so I don't disagree with brother-in-law. I don't disagree. Some woman would probably get pretty cross.
Right. And a comment
Get
said,
off Dr. D.
Get off the Dr. D.
Get off Dr. D.
And then also, and Simply 10 said, we call it a 49 in my field. Miss Doobie says, facts, bro. Brother-in-law. Yes. Yep.
I don't disagree with it.
And okay, so we caught up right there. While we caught up, depends on his delivery. Oh, you read that one, right? With Baylana. Okay. Let's go to another one from a woman that makes women insecure. Age.
Oh, you got the wrong one right here. I ain't insecure about that at all.
And that's good. That's good. That's good.
I'm 50 and loving it.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Simply 10 said no means yes. So okay,
I can agree with you, Concrete. And I just being me, I'll be totally honest with you, right? I took a selfie the other day. I haven't taken a picture. We were going out to a wedding and I had taken a selfie, and I guess I got it just in the right light, right? Where you could see all the little wrinkles in the eyes and the wrinkles in the face, and that I'd
So
never
it's
seen.
aging, but not age.
Yeah, so that was the
Yeah,
clarity I was going to say on that, is
yeah.
I think there's a
Okay, okay.
level
Yeah,
of the physicality, right? It's not
right.
about
Mhm.
being 50 or 60 or whatever age
Right,
you are,
right.
but I think as we grow, there is. I'm not going to
Mhm.
lie to you. I saw the picture and I was like, dang, like what you can really
Mhm.
see that,
Mhm.
you know? It wasn't something where I'm
Mhm.
gonna let fester or anything. What did I do? I got me some facial serum. Hopefully it'll work. If not, I think I'm beautiful anyway, and God created me this way, you know? But it
That's
did it.
right.
At first, I was like, man, what we trying to show some wrinkles or what, you know? But that's because of the society, right? And that women
Mhm.
are held to be this standard, to walk out and always be beautiful and all of these things. So I
Mhm.
don't disagree with that. There is, simply 10. Thank you. There is a level of it that you have to learn to be okay with, that it's going to happen to
Yeah,
everybody. And you have to learn to still feel beautiful in that skin, right? As you get
yeah,
in age. So aging, yes,
yeah.
definitely breeds some
Mhm.
insecurity in women. Absolutely.
It's so many.
You're so right.
So I'm a mentor. I talk to so many young women
Yeah.
about that, and while they think they're supposed to look like this person and that person, and I don't think everyone understands we're not supposed to look alike. We was never put on earth to look alike,
Amen.
and it bothers me so much that they all think they're supposed to look a certain way to be accepted in this world. And so, mental look, I think so. I can relate to Concrete when he talks about his parents. My parents was very much the same.
Mhm.
We grew up in a loving family. My parents said they love you every day, you know. And it, believe it or not, to me, it starts at home.
I
You know,
agree.
when your parents tell you that they love you, and your love is what you're filled more with than materialistic things and money. That wasn't a thing in my family. It was all about love and showing them love
Yeah.
and being around family. That's all we did. But
Mhm.
now it's not like that. And when I talk to these young women that I mentor, the challenges is is enormous. I mean,
I agree. It's
I can't even save them from it. I could just help give them an outlet. That's all I
right.
can do for them, because they got to go back to that. And
Oh,
and all I just tell them, I give them some things to think about. Try not to focus
yeah.
on other people, problems, and know that you're not a prop. You're not what caused it, because we always believe we was the cause of
That's
the
right.
things in the household. But yeah, but to get back to insecurities for women, it is one
Yeah.
of the. I think it's very high on the totem pole when we talk about that. So
I
that was a
agree.
good one, Concrete. That was really
Yeah.
good, because you hit the nail on the head with that one.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did.
we can also blame the devil's media, social
You're
media,
right.
Mm-hmm.
and
You're so
television,
right.
and showing all these
All of
fake
it.
people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it can go a long way, and that's going to be a whole nother
Yeah.
conversation.
It's truly sad. It really is
Yeah,
sad.
you want to
Yeah.
Miss Doobie?
Miss Juby said, if someone isn't interested in me because I'm outside the age range they want, that's on them. I appreciate them for letting me know so that I know how to move, and the direction will not be in theirs. Absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Everyone is
Yeah,
entitled to their wants, their desires, their opinions. But and agreed. But if you communicate about them, then a lot of times you can walk away cordially.
and
Bayliner,
Bayliner said, "I'm
I'm
not
not
old, I'm
old,
well
I'm well
seasoned."
seasoned.
Well, say it again. Say it
Yeah,
again.
I'm not old, I'm well seasoned.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
talking
Mm-hmm.
about.
It's like an old
You want to
cast
read
on
that
it.
one?
Yeah. I look at some of my classmates and I know how blessed I am, and my granny still fine. LOL.
Oh,
That's awesome.
so
Mm-hmm.
all right, we going to go on another one.
What you got?
Another
You're doing good.
Mm-hmm.
insecurity of
You're doing
women.
real good.
Thank you. Weight issues.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. That goes back to the
That sort of
devil's
falls
food.
into the same. Yeah, that falls into what we was talking
Yeah,
pretty much.
Okay.
you're
Now,
right.
so you want to read that one before I say something?
Yeah, we just read that one. My granny's
Okay.
still
Yeah,
fine.
you read that. Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, classmate. Okay. All right. So check this out. Now
Are
that
you
we
going
went on,
on to? Are you going on to another one? Or are we still talking about weight?
no, go ahead about weight. We
Okay.
staying on weight.
Okay. I think we kind of are in a time where things are changing a little bit, right? Just a little bit. We're starting to see more plus size models. We're starting to see more representation in the public. We're starting to see, I feel, a little bit of a turn where there's a movement where women of all shapes, all sizes, all colors are trying to promote body positivity.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate that we are trying to make it to where society is not being so pressuresome on it, but in reality, it really stems back to the social media and making us feel like we have to be in these standards. I was blessed with an awesome metabolism, right? I was blessed. It was not by my choice. It was not by working out or eating right or anything like that. And I've watched so many people in my family struggle with weight and insecurities and in weight itself. And I think it just starts with loving who you are and trying to find love for who you are in that moment. Because if you don't learn to love who you are now, the weight is not it's going to help. It's absolutely going to help you love your body and love who you are, but it's not going to make you love your core. So if you start to learn and love your core, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to take that in another direction because we have women out here that are embracing their size, their weight, but you got other people like, why are you doing that? That's not cute. That's not attractive.
You're right.
That's not.
You're right.
But,
There's a lot
so
of
it's
people
like
out there.
it's like, damn, if you do this, you don't.
You're
type
right.
of deal.
The crazy thing they have to watch out for as well is that, okay, if you are oversized, try not to push that because that's unhealthy. You see what I'm saying?
Well, when you say oversized, so I think again, everyone believes everyone's supposed to be a certain size. That is not true. We have to get out of that mindset that we're all supposed to be a certain size. Now,
different bones,
when you say big person, because there's some people that are really you're going to be big. That they sell their genetics. You can look at a person and tell based off their body composition if they are overweight or they're obese. Okay, got it. But there's some of them they're not gonna be able to do it. They're not gonna look like me. They're not gonna look like you. They just not. I mean, we shouldn't expect them to.
Well,
I think.
No, go ahead.
And I think that's where I'm glad they're deciding to have models of all different sizes, shapes, heights, and letting them know that all women are not supposed to be, looking like the role models look at, walking the runway. But, they're finally changing that posture and it's long overdue. The problem with us that do have a problem with our weight, they want results now and they're willing to take this dangerous route to get there. They don't want to put the work in, to get there. So that's the part that scares me when I see these young people do these crazy diets. They take their chances with these crazy surgeries, and I just like, is it worth it? I can show you another way. Let's try this.
Well, my thing, I was just saying they need to chill with. I mean, if it's a heavy person or whatever, that stop glorifying it to other people because then, what's that girl name? The big girl,
Lizzo.
Yeah, Lizzo. She even all right. We're gonna take Monique. Monique used to be on the big girl stuff. Yeah, I'm big and I'm this. But when she found a way to lose weight, she lost the weight, and now she was promoting. I'm scared. She's thinner now. So they're kidding themselves. So another thing is that first of all, they need to go to a professional, find out their mass body, their index mass body weight.
BMI.
I know I'm
Right. So be healthy about it is what you're saying. So, because I mean, she's still a big girl. She's just healthy about how she go about her life, but she's still a big girl. I mean, she's
That's
not
exactly
small.
what I was going to say. Lizzo herself actually does work out
Yeah,
and do
exercise and
dancing
everything.
as well and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
to say what you're saying, as a health coach, I do not and would not promote obesity, right? Morbid obesity. I would encourage and I agree with what you said about healthy ways to lose weight and putting in the effort, but the simple and instant gratification has taken it. So I agree with you as a health coach standpoint, create that. No, you do not want to glorify the 500-pound woman, right? Who can't walk, who can't physically take care of herself, can't even meet her needs because of her weight. But somebody on the aspect of Lizzo who does do and take care of herself and is very active and happens to be a bigger body and comfortable and not afraid to show it.
Right.
There's a fine line on that. There's a fine line on that.
Well, I'm gonna say this. Whatever she doing is wrong.
Bruh.
Let's go to right here, Simply 10.
Oh,
I have
wow.
such a hard time moving on when you do that. I really genuinely do. I'm like, she ain't. How can you say she's wrong? But we gonna move on for conversation.
So you saying she's right? She's wrong. Look at her.
Hey, bro, come on
She
now,
is-
dog.
But if you actually
Come on, man.
if you
Oh,
actually
wow.
look into Lizzo, right? She does eat healthy. She exercises. She does these things to be a healthy person. And if that woman is ripped, I mean, she's a big woman, but she is. If you see this woman, she is strong. But here's the thing. She does do and take care of herself. There's a difference on somebody who sits on the couch and eats potato chips and ice cream and does nothing versus somebody who gets up out there and performs, which anybody who has performed on that extent knows it is extremely physical. You're listening to respond. You're not even listening to what I'm saying.
You're right. You're right. So let me ask you a question.
Go.
If you can put on a Lizzo suit and wear it all month right now, would you?
That's not what I like. That's what she like.
And look, was actually vegan boss. She's actually, that's what I meant to say, that she does even eat a better lifestyle. So just because she's big, she does the right things to take care of herself. That's my statement on Lizzo.
Well,
and you can't play those. And you can't play that flute without being healthy. Trust and believe that.
I played the flute. Literally played flute in high school marching band. You can't breathe if you are
right.
I'm just
you
saying.
You ain't gonna make it.
I agree. Don't.
I'll tell you what. So now y'all telling me she played a flute.
She does play the flute.
What?
I'll tell you what.
She played a crystal. Oh my word! Move on.
You know what? You know what?
Know the song about it, like the hit go. Well, now, actually, I'm from Baltimore.
Oh, here we go.
Let's move on.
Yeah,
right,
we
so
can
read
move
that
on.
one right there. Read that one.
Yes, weight is definitely a problem, especially when you look at old photos of yourself.
Okay. And then how about this one?
I have been all Simply 10. I've been all sizes and loved them all, but my knees don't like me heavy. Absolutely, you
come.
Okay.
She said, "Okay, Chelsea, stop judging my snacks." Simply 10 said, "I was raised on more cushion for the pushing, but it's painful for my frame."
Dang. All right. What about this one?
Social media feeds us storylines we choose if we want to chase that dragon. Very well said, Miss Doobie. Which wolf are you feeding? I always use this when I'm talking to myself. Which wolf are you going to feed? Are you going to feed the wolf that's sitting in the dark? Or are you going to feed the wolf that's sitting in the light? Your choice.
Ooh, I thought. All right.
You got another one of those insecurities over there you won't talk about.
Who, me?
Yeah,
I probably can pull 1 or 2 up out of there. But anyway, now tell you what, we was saying some of the insecurities that women have, right?
Yep.
Well, guess what? Y'all really gonna say I'm crazy now, but I don't care. I don't care, because when I say something, y'all don't get it now, but y'all get it in 2023. It takes time.
Oh,
That's not here.
So I think, and I had this conversation. See, this is fake news. This is where Trump is my boy. Lizzo was actually vegan boss. That's fake news. Okay. Okay. So I had this conversation. The gym, full of a lot of insecure people, full of them. So do you agree with me, Chelsea?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Do you agree? Do you agree with me, me, D?
I do.
I do.
Well, thank you, Golly. There's no argument. Let's pack our bags up. Let me push the power so we can turn it off. Thank you, guys. Because I have this argument. I have this argument with people. Actually, and I have to tell them. And so I'm glad that y'all agree with me. The gym is full of a whole bunch of insecure people. And a lot of times you got people, yes, they have good intentions in the beginning when they go to the gym. I need to go to the gym, lose some weight, right? But then if they start seeing a little bit of improvement, then they get hooked, right? So I'm gonna say this. We're approaching the end of the year, and one of the year's biggest scams are looming to burst, and that be the gym industry.
Yep, New Year's resolutions.
You got it. You got it. So the gym industry is built on lies and deception.
Yep.
Can you guys agree with me?
Yeah. To promote. Yeah. I mean, absolutely. I don't disagree with that.
Now we talking. And then we as humans are not made in a perfect form.
Correct.
So we have insecurities as men and women.
Correct.
And just to name a few, let's start off with some insecurities in men. We already did that.
You want to say we going back?
We going, we and see, I kind of messed up because these are my notes that I actually write myself. I write this. So we gonna freestyle this because we don't need notes on this. The reason why I say this, because I know people. I used to go to the gym for years. Right? And I love keeping myself up, but I'm also sort of a germophobic.
Okay.
The gym is one of the most nastiest places to go to these days, especially these days. They've been that way, but especially these days. But the gym is a big scam. It really is. If you look up the histories of gyms, it'll tell you. And see, it plays on people's mind. It plays on their head. I had a conversation with someone the other day, and I was talking about, okay, let's say if you have a woman and she's overweight, and let's say all her life as a kid, people teased her about situations of her being overweight, and with her being overweight, she just dealt with it for so much, just wow, I wish I could just let this go. And then she gets this thought, boom, I need to hit the gym. New Year's resolution. And she goes to the gym. And what she does actually works. But sometimes it's not always the gym. Sometimes your body just goes through situations and you lose weight, depending on where you are in your life, whether it be stressful or whether it be a part. Like sometimes in the summertime, I don't eat as much. I drink more.
Yeah.
And I lose weight.
Yeah.
So, so what happens is it's not always the gym that make you lose weight.
That's right.
So at this point, she goes in the gym, she starts to lose weight, whatever. And then she comes to a point where she starts to see her body forming to a more accepting to her. place. So then she's like, wow, well, the gym really worked. But then she starts to slack off with the gym stuff. And then she starts, but during that time when her body was coming together, she's getting compliments like, whoa, wow, you looking good these days, this, that, woo, 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 right? But then it starts to come back. Because see, I can't really make this argument with you guys because y'all agree with me. But what I'm saying is that let that weight start coming back to that woman. Guess what's going to happen? She's going to get insecure about her weight. If she wasn't insecure before she went in there, now she's insecure. Now she sees the need to go back there and run back there. Me personally, and I'm speaking on me. I don't need the gym. I've done very well without the gym. Go ahead.
That's what I was actually going to say, is that to kind of agree with you in a sense is that you do not need the gym to lose weight. I guarantee you, go ahead, drop it.
No, look, you know what I'm looking for.
Amen.
That's what I'm saying. Because that's the truth. Being a health coach, I can tell you something right now. If you increased your water by double or triple, you would lose a drastic amount of weight without even working out. Then add a little bit of maybe 10 to 15 minutes. Okay. You can't do that. 10 minutes, 3 times a week. Just go on a walk. I'm not telling you to run. I'm not telling you to sprint. I'm telling you just go walk around the neighborhood. Increase your water, drink, and do a little bit of exercise. Nothing to do with gym. You're going to drop weight. Then start touching your food. Then you're going to drop weight. It does not have to be in the gym. So I do agree in the level of that is do not feel that you have to be obligated to go to a gym to lose weight, to feel better about yourself. You're right in a sense that it can breed insecurities if you are already insecure by going in there and maybe you're getting looks or whatever it is that it breeds into that. But let's also not chastise the gym in a sense that it is good for some people. It is good for some people.
It is good for some people, especially the ones that need attention.
Yeah. I mean,
crazy, whatever you want to put.
That's called supply. When you, like me personally, I didn't like it. I used to go to the gym a lot. I had a family membership for years, right? And I actually I hate that that attention, because even if you go as a couple, men are going to look at the woman that you with. Women are going to look at me.
True.
You see what I'm saying? True. I don't want that action. I become so plain, but and so simple that it makes me happier.
So you ain't gonna be able to change that for sure. People gonna look.
Yep, you're right.
Surely are.
They ain't nothing we can do.
Mm-hmm.
We can do about that. Nothing we can do. Where am I getting all these other? Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, they're gonna look. They're gonna admire. They're gonna and some of them get off on it. So all these things. But there ain't nothing you're gonna be able to change
true.
that.
Mm-hmm. And see, I don't have any problem with that because people have
okay.
eyes. People have eyes. It's not about that. But sometimes some people go to the gym. Addicted. Yeah, just to go, just for that. To get, and even like I told you I know gym rats, and I'm talking about guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they go to the gym for, because they're insecure, but they know when they're in there they may get some attention.
Well, here's one for you. Here's my favorite. When they go in there and they're in the mirror and they've got the phone out and they're recording, right. They come out, they put the phone down, put the weight down, and walk out just to get the video.
Stupid.
Right?
What? Are you serious?
I've seen it when I went to the gym. I've seen it. Okay.
Right here.
Simply 10 has called me out.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Yeah, breed brother-in-law.
Brother-in-laws, this is funny. The best way to lose weight is a divorce.
Amen.
Oh, brother.
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, you definitely lose some weight after that, for sure.
That is true. I mean, the stress on that's going to make you drop it alone without changing anything.
All right, check this out. Miss Doobie said the gym is like another version of a bar.
Well said.
Most definitely. She hit it on the head.
Yeah.
And people can try to say, well, I have many instances that I can bring out about that. So me personally, and I say this, I wouldn't even deal with a female that feels if she's not in line with me. Oh, I'm the head. I'm the man in a relationship. So I mean, if she can't get in line with me, I'll find one that will.
Yep, absolutely. Okay. Simply 10. Hold on. Simply 10 has said that to make sure that I read him my last comment so he does not deflect. Okay, so I have to stand by my word here with all my ladies in here. So in the lineup, it says, "You are loco, LOL. In that conversation, be clear, you said all." So,
hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
I had to keep my word. What we got next?
Anyway, go ahead.
This is a good one. Very nice. We are made in the perfect form, the image of God.
Yeah.
Just most folks are looking to the left instead of looking their self. Miss Doobie, that is so.
Amen.
We are created in the image of God. We are, and we got to be okay and ask God for that comfort.
So
they want to know what they got to do to get that. What I got to do to look like that. What I got to do to. And you ain't supposed to look like that.
But
That's
guess what, though?
Point.
That's the thing where is this. You got so many people, social media, everybody looking like they in shape, and that stuff is so bogus. And here's the crazy thing. Here's the crazy thing. You have people, men and women. You might be on spot this week. 2 months later, you don't even look like the same person.
Absolutely.
It's so much junk food out here with so many hidden bad ingredients that it'll flip your world that quick, right?
Y'all didn't even get me started on that.
Yeah, and then here's another one you're gonna know about, Chelsea. Man, I you know what? I had a lot of stuff written down here. Like I'm talking about even like supplements.
Yeah.
All that. The gym and supplements are a ripoff. That the supplement industry is one of the biggest ripoffs there is. And even like when it comes to proteins, right? Whey protein. Do y'all know what that is? And I mean, come on, that's a byproduct.
It is a byproduct of the dairy industry. It is whey protein. Now, let me say something on this. Supplements are useful as in certain vitamins or for people who have deficiencies. But what I was gonna say is everything in those supplements can be gathered from the ground, from nature. That's where we need to go back to where our ancestors were more in touch, even as far back as to the Native Americans or the indigenous people, where they hunted and they gathered and they did these things that were in line with nature. If we were still in line with Mother Nature and God in that realm, we wouldn't need to be supplementing these things because we would be eating from the earth
all day. And that's a very valid, good point that you made. And see, the funny thing is that, again, we were talking about protein. All right, my sister says, stop drinking the haterade talking about me.
Right? Apologize.
Here's the thing about that. We're going to go back to the protein.
Yep.
Right? Okay. It's funny where some people say if you become vegan or vegetarian, and they say, how can you not eat meat? Where are you going to get your protein? Well, the animals that you're eating are actually eating the grass. They are vegetarians or vegans. And then
kale,
and then you're eating
peanuts,
what they're eating.
lentils, there is so many unbelievable ways, but they always want to chastise the vegans and the vegetarians about protein. That's the only place they can try and nail them against the wall. But if you are practicing veganism or vegetarianism in the proper way, and you will be, and there's plenty of protein that's going to be in your diet. Sorry to interrupt you, but I'm a bit passionate about that. You're absolutely right.
Right. So and then when you go to when you see these guys, but see, I'm gonna say this. I don't see a lot of women doing this as much as guys, and that's why I'm saying guys. It's not when they're constantly drinking. I used to do that. I used to do that. The protein, right? Okay, so what happens is no, you don't. And the funny thing is that again, it's a byproduct. So basically, let's take a cow. Right, you have a cow, and then they'll take when they slaughter them, they'll take the prime cuts and charge you the high price for the prime cuts. Then they get down to the lower cuts, whatever that's the average market, whatever. And then they get down to the stomach, the guts, and everything, all this other stuff. Guess what? That's what the whey protein is. And then what happens is it's a byproduct. All that stuff years ago, they used to just throw it away because it was waste. Right? Waste is, but now they say, bing, we can sell this. How smart are guys that go to the gym? They're not smart. So they'll just drink it and all that. But guess what? Me and you both know that the cow full of mucus. So when people thinking like, oh, I have dandruff, no, that's snot coming out your head.
Well, the inflammation alone that comes from, and people can say whatever they want. I love milk, right? I absolutely grew up drinking. You got to drink your milk. You got to drink your milk, right? But the dairy industry is so screwed, wonky, it's not in line with the people in our best interest, that the quality of this milk, this whey, this beef, and all of that we're eating is nothing near what it used to be, because they're feeding them highly processed corn product, and then they're fattening them up before the slaughter, and then all of the nutrition by the time we get it is stripped from it. So they have to put, like Ms. Doobie's saying, all food here is essentially supplements of whole foods. Exactly. They're stripping everything out of that milk and putting all of the supplements back in there. Now, don't get me wrong. For example, I drink a pea protein powder, right? That comes from peas.
One of the best.
The reason why I drink that is because I don't consume enough food throughout the day at all. And so by the end of it, my protein count is really low. I need that protein. So for me, it is something that is beneficial and helpful, because I can just drink that and get that protein because I struggle with eating. But people and these men going to the gym because I need to eat all this protein, bro. You don't need to eat all of this protein and then suck down a protein shake. And don't forget, I need this pink drink over here to jack me up so I can lift these weights. And then
that ain't nothing but caffeine.
It's ridiculous. If you do it right, eat naturally, eat enough food, you don't need all this extra.
You don't need all the extra. And you know what's funny? Bottom line, when you see a lot of them guys, again, I was there. I used to go and work out at all the nice gyms and all that stuff. They'll never get my money a day in their life again. But here's the thing. Those guys, you see all the muscles in that, and you think like, whoa, they're healthy. No, they're full of snot, full of mucus, because that's what they're consuming. The whole thing. I mean, all the beef, the chicken, all that stuff, snot, and reeking of just bad smell and everything. So that's when y'all see cows and they got snot running out. That's why. You know what I'm saying? You see a lot of what you call it? Not acne, but acne. your pimples and all that. That's
Yes.
pus. That's milk. That's dairy. So
I switched from, I used to drink whole milk my whole life, right?
Mhm.
And I switched to non-dairy milks. I drink almond milk, rice milk, cashew milk, oat milk.
Same here.
I switched to non-dairy milks and my skin looked better. And here's another thing. I didn't feel so dang bloated all the time from all the extra whatever. And whether or not they put antibiotic free on that package, it's a lie. They can't keep these animals not sick because of the conditions they're living in. And they have these loopholes with the branding industries that they use a certain wordage. So it's sad. It's sad. The food, you have touched a sweet spot for me. The food industry makes me so upset.
Oh yeah, it's messed up. It's messed up. But I'm gonna say this, bottom line, like I said, and I'm glad you guys. Well, I ain't saying I'm glad y'all agree with me, but I'm surprised that y'all agree with me. That stuff, the gym, full of insecure people. Period. I don't care what nobody say. Insecure people. You can go and get a better workout. Again, I always tell these people that I have the arguments with is that I was saying that what was it? I was saying that I done lost my thought. Anyway, you can get a better calisthenics. A much better workout than sitting there lifting weights. Lift your own body weight and see how much you lose and you get ripped.
You
will get ripped instead of going there and lifting these nasty germ-filled weights. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not for me. I started mountain biking, taking in the woods. I'm good.
That cardio is the best, man. That cardio.
Yeah. So that's where we at on that. And we touched on some good stuff. Some good stuff. Yeah. You see that where we at? We had 3 hours and we said we wasn't going to do it.
We went on that. You started with the gym and we went on a food tangent.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I may say some sort of, it's not really extreme stuff, but then it all makes sense, actually. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not doing that, and I'm going to stick with it. I have my bike back. I'm happy. I'm going to ride my bike this week. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to sleep right. So,
hey, now Miss Doobie's got a nice little point right there. This is my favorite kind of workout. If you have a good partner, you can get your cardio in. Absolutely. Sex actually burns a lot more calories than you would expect.
It's called sexercise.
Sexercise. I love it.
Yep. So, we had a good show. We did the 3-hour show again, but
I'm telling you.
And I had shouts out to my big sister Leslie. She was getting on me. It's okay. It's all right. I love her to pieces. Shouts out to Baylana.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Miss Doobie. Shouts out to Simply 10 Art. Shouts out to me D. Thank you for coming on. We appreciate you. Thank you. Who else we got? Oh, Miss Tina. Thank you. Oh, definitely thank you, brother-in-law. Thank you. You was holding it down for me. Who else we had? Of course, big sis Leslie Fields out, just to say the name.
You said Miss Doobie.
Yeah. So all of y'all in the comments, y'all was a big help and it was fun. And next week we're gonna have another good topic. All right.
Living Life with Spice. Shout out to
you.
Yeah. Thanks for
Shout out to Living Life with Spice. Shouts out to Cuzzy. What did I made a mistake in it was somebody just put a comment and
Mama
Simply
G.
Cannot said sweet dreams, y'all. And Miss Doobie said, sweet Mama G. Yep. So as we step off, thank you so much, Chelsea. It's always a good one. Oh, we forgot to shout out Miss Lillian. Shouts out to Miss Lillian for coming on. We forgot about her.
Right, brother-in-law. Well, we need to get y'all men, bring y'all brothers in here, come in and let's talk. We need some men.
Exactly. So it was all fun. And don't forget, we will be coming up with the blind date show here shortly. We're gathering some people, and if y'all know some people that's single and ready for a blind date to have some fun, and possibly they may actually start dating,
Ready to
we're
mingle.
gonna do it. Yes, we're gonna do it. So until next week, don't forget we have the Brutally Honest Rap Show on Wednesday at 9 p.m. And then we'll be back here with the Relationship Show at 9:30 p.m. On Fridays. And remember, so let's get it. Say in bed if they know what is good for them. Anyway, thank you so much for coming and participating in Conversations and Crete with my co-host. You were
Chelsea Lowe.
Chelsea Lowe.
You guys have a great night. Love, peace, chicken grease. I'll see you next Friday.
And tell Dr. D I said thank you.
Will do.
And it was good seeing him. It was good seeing him. All right, here we go. Oh, hold up. I know I'm getting off, but I have a treat for y'all. I have a treat before we get off. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me see if I can make this happen for y'all. Hold on. All right, let me hold on. Oh, matter of fact, let me do it like this. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. All right. There, and then we go. Hold on, y'all. I'm making pop. Let me see. All right. How do I do this? What incarnations? Hold on one second, y'all. Hold on. Where's that? Oh, right here. I'm sorry. All right. I just did something dumb. Hold on. All right, Chelsea.
I'm waiting.
Let me know if you can see it or not. Let me see.
No. I'm the only one on this podcast that did not see the picture of you when you were younger.
You can't see that?
I can't see nothing.
Wow. Oh well, I tried. I'll see you guys. We out.